Welcome back, ladies and gents, to the Away Day Show. Back again, Boxing Day.
Back again.
Get us paid.
Boxing Day, yeah.
Pay,
I mean, kickoff starts in 2 hours. So.
Yeah, I know, wow.
Get
all night.
Yeah, it's crazy. It doesn't stop, eh?
Bit of a spectacle, though, on a Tuesday night. Like,
I was actually thinking this.
Here in Perth, being able to, like, just go home, grab dinner and, like, chuck on Newcastle. Like,
At a normal time.
Yeah,
yeah.
reasonable
Yeah,
hours.
Like, any time that's midweek, it's usually like, 4 a.m, maybe a 1:30 if you're lucky.
If you're lucky.
If you're
as
lucky,
well,
like, you get a champs fixture, the early champs at 1:30.
I think United are playing.
We're
Like
four. We're four.
So you got.
So I'm working at 7
you
in the
got
morning,
the
so I'm just,
4,
like, camping up.
and I got the 4:15 on Friday morning as well. So
Stinker. It's
despite the nice
Big clubs.
fixturing,
Yeah,
we
big
missed out big time. But
It's exciting though, right? This is the time of season. It's all a bit of fun and games, right? Heaps of games to worry about. We touched on the weekend, what we learned from the weekend to kick us off. For me, it was just that, like, I think Liverpool and Arsenal are probably closer than what we thought. I've been on the Liverpool bandwagon a little bit, but despite
But you still thought Arsenal were clear, though, is what you're saying?
yeah, I think Arsenal I was sort of playing a bit of devil's advocate and, like, trying to back it, but I think from the performance, like, obviously Arsenal, I think they were at their best, neither were Liverpool. I think there's a fact that, fair play, obviously Arsenal get the point, but I think it's more needs to be said about, Liverpool without, McAllister, going down with no left back, like, and then, Trent hits the crossbar from the almost unmissable chance. They actually did put up a good result. I know everyone extrapolates and is like, they've drawn 2 in a row, Anfield this, Anfield that, but fair play. I think they took it to Arsenal. We all think Arsenal was the best team currently, and I think Liverpool didn't look far off it considering how many people were missing.
Yeah, so that goes on to mine, and I would say that I'm actually impressed with Liverpool, but I'll say I feel like they've bottled a good opportunity. So from the football,
Who should have won the game? I think it's pretty tough to, like.
I don't think you can separate it.
Yeah, I agree.
It doesn't. No, but it doesn't really matter. I think that both games, especially the United game, they should have won. Whether they even though United they didn't have a clear and obvious opportunity, they had a lot of the ball.
They should have won, but you guys played to perfection.
Some cracking out. But
It was like the win.
problem is,
It was like the win.
the problem I find with those games is, I think it's when you're going to go not even challenge, because they're still challenging, obviously. But if you're going to win a title, you got to take 4 points from 2 games at home.
Yeah,
That's the biggest problem I find. And you're going to go, they played well, which they actually impressed me in terms of their playing ability.
It's a very good game, like
In
objectively,
both of them.
and for the neutral, 100%
But
great game.
you got to understand, both of those games were at home. So they go, okay, maybe United is a bit different because they'll go to United probably and still win at Old Trafford. But, like, they're realistically not going to go to the Emirates and win. Well, I don't think so personally.
No, the odds on would say they won't.
no.
Yeah. So, like, for them to then challenge an Arsenal, they've got to win at Anfield.
Yeah.
So, the problem I get is they're 2 games at home. If this was a game at home and a game away, I'd go 2 points. That's not too bad. But they're 2 at home. So they now they've got to do the opposite legs, still away.
Well, the thing I bring to it is, I'm talking about this weekend as well. Last weekend was last weekend. That's what I'm thinking. Like, this weekend, objectively, as this, like, clash between 2
on
sides.
a standalone fixture.
I think, like, take last out of it, that was just like one of those weeks. Like, you're always gonna have that. Like, City have that. Arsenal yet to have that. Yeah, so that's why they're favourites. They're yet to have that.
But
result.
I just think that for both of the teams after the weekend, and not so much Arsenal, because Arsenal take a point from Anfield. Like, you're not disappointed at all.
Yeah, 100%.
But I think with both of
result.
those teams, you've opened up a door for City to be in the Colosseum with a raging bull coming out, attacking the red flag.
Colosseum with the raging ball. That's a nut.
He's going bold. No, I get that whole City
It's
thing.
actually tight, man.
But right now,
so City's a game behind.
I know. But right now, I just look at these two, because City will come into the conversation in a few weeks' time. We'll be talking about them non-stop. But for the time being, it's Liverpool and it's right now. Like, as it is, like, just looking at it, forget those were the top 2 teams. We saw them play on the weekend. You make that a sort of cup final feel about it. Liverpool weren't that far away from Arsenal. And the fact that, what I'm trying to get is they were missing so much and things didn't quite go their way. Arsenal was, I don't want to be like one-sided here. But as objective you can look at it, Liverpool were not outplayed. You can maybe fight a case that they maybe deserved 3 points rather than the 1 point more than Arsenal did. So I think that goes to show that there at least is progression. Because we all had them, you guys, I think you had them 5th, I had them 3rd.
No, but I think we're very quick to reassess and reevaluate the situation. Like, I don't think me and Flynn were here going, Liverpool
I think I had them third.
Yeah,
Like-
I don't think we were saying they weren't in a challenge. We were just in agreement that what they are doing currently won't stack up for the
so I had
whole
them
38 games.
I had them fourth.
So it wasn't that I didn't think they were overachieving on my predictions, Flynn's predictions. That we're in agreement that was the case. But I think it was more the fact that we didn't think they could go toe-to-toe with City the whole 38 games.
Yeah, and I think
toe-to-toe with Arsenal.
And I still believe we'll see that
same.
happen.
Yeah, because...
I still think I think we both agree. We all agree that Liverpool's best team can match it with the best teams.
But did you guys say that? Because I swear you guys are never openly.
I don't know. They don't have the depth.
I think,
They don't have the
think
depth.
our revised analysis of the way it was that Liverpool's best team could match, but our issue was always that we don't think they can do it for 38 games.
I just can't remember hearing you guys say that you could reckon they could take it to these teams.
But it's not about taking to them on a one-off basis.
I
thought you guys said they couldn't do it to these big teams.
No, I just don't think they can. I just don't think they'll match them with like points going.
I've got that.
I think maybe it was more so it was up in the air. Whether they could. I don't think I kind of said no. I think it was more so like
maybe I did, and I'm being hypocritical at this moment. But from my understanding, it was more the fact that I was saying, come March, I think there's a gap. I think my main argument was, come March, there's going to be a gap that starts to open up between City and Arsenal. And it kind of, again, reaffirmed it to me on the weekend, just because I think that drop of points was much more crucial for Liverpool to keep up with the pack than it was for Arsenal. Because City's going to come, and I think Arsenal have put in the reinforcements from last year. Yeah. They've got a bit of experience from last year. I'm not saying City don't, because they've gone through this before. But I think because City lost those games, sorry, it's not City. Liverpool lost those games at home.
Lost to drop the points at home.
Yeah, dropping the points at home. They're a lot more vulnerable than Arsenal.
It's very reminiscent of Arsenal a couple of years ago, where we were at the top, and like there was the inevitability that because of the lack of depth. And I know this isn't what you're saying. We're just like kind of painting it out, because of the lack of depth. It's so vital for them to capitalize, like try and hold that lead for as long as they can, and hope that they can get towards May, and sort of some of the sort of the rest of the season goes out the window because it's May sort of factor, right? Try and hold that gap for as long as you can. But I agree, because they've dropped those points now, and the lack of the depth, and the lack of the sort of that that feeling that they can take it all the way to the end. It feels like a much bigger drop of points for Liverpool than it does for Arsenal, because it feels like we will be there for a much longer we'll be able to maintain it for a much longer period of time.
I don't think you have the ability to fill holes as well. Like, you look at Liverpool.
We don't.
No, you do.
Yeah,
you look at Liverpool. You're saying, but without McAllister. But that's literally it. That's the only play they're getting back for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
You get Robertson back at left back, and you have a left back, your actual backup left back go down.
No,
so you're playing a full
back.
But
I don't think there's that much.
You're playing a centre back as a full back.
Yeah, it's not the Robbo of old, but it's still the Robbo Premier League experience.
It's still like when you talk about it, we're talking about in the game day, like Jota's missing. There's one of your forward players.
Started though?
We're talking about how poor Gakpo's been up front, and Nunez. Nathan sat here
Yeah, I
and
know,
said
but
Nunez.
I'm not talking about like.
But I'm just giving you the
Nunez
raw hard.
Is their starting strike.
Yeah,
I'm just giving you the raw hard, which Liverpool fans said in the seat on the Saturday, that he'd have Jota up front ahead of those two. So you have one there, you have a left back, you have a centre mid, who I think is their most important for their system they're playing. Like, as much as you can say, they're not really missing anyone. Well, who is Arsenal missing? Like, other than for Timber on the weekend, who I think would definitely have played over Zinchenko. That's their full strength squad.
I understand that, but if Arsenal get injuries, they have covers. They have a lot more. No,
and we had our full strength squad, but it's also the fact that, like, I agree that the drop off, it feels, in Liverpool's injuries is far greater than Arsenal's and City's, and that's the reason why we don't think they'll kick on. But anyway,
that's why I'm giving them credit for the week.
Well,
they've done well.
Look, even speaking,
it's a fair result. It's a fair result.
Even speaking to Liverpool fans, though, and I've been speaking to a few of them recently. Some of them are harder to speak to than others, but a lot of them are in agreement that those players that, like, you look at the Harvey Elliott's and stuff that are good off the bench are just terrible when they start as well.
That's fair.
So when they
when there's actually reliant on them.
Yeah, when they're reliant
90 minutes.
For 90 minutes, are they really going to come through? Like, maybe they will. Like, they're still young players, but I don't see much depth from there. They've got a bit of forward depth maybe. But
the midfield is very vulnerable. Like, the midfield's,
to be fair, they did sub on Gravenberch on the weekend. Like,
And Endo actually impressed me as well.
But again, Endo gets subbed on. I know he's been starting, like, because...
Starting.
Yeah, I know, but when Endo plays a lot better when he gets subbed on.
I think what's happened is he's finally getting to grips. I don't want to go too long about it, but I think he's finally getting to grips with the Prem. Because you saw a week ago, he was the worst on the pitch against Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
And on the weekend, like, we were joking about it before, before we went on live on it, Nathan saying the Japanese, like, Busquets, all this stuff. But it wasn't even that
good.
far
No,
from
he was
it.
good.
Like, he was
good.
into tackles. He got the early yellow, but he was physical presence. And sometimes you need that sort of player just to break the game up or be physical. Because you can't have McAllister and Gravenberch rely on these guys so much. And if he can give you 90 minutes here and there, like the Hendersons and the Milners have done the last few
There's going to be an
years.
inconsistency. I reckon from what I've already looked at, he's reminding me a lot of like a Fred who pulls up those big games and plays like a superstar, but he just doesn't have the consistency.
Fred had 5 years, and we had 5 starts. It's a
But there's a resemblance there. You can't. Some of Fred's appearances were really good, but I'm saying
world class, something like that.
world class, but some of them were terrible. And we've already seen that with Endo. You're saying last week that against Crystal Palace, he was the worst player on the pitch, and then he had a better week.
Yeah.
But
It's a small sample size.
We've seen Bundesliga players not work, right? Like,
Yeah,
we've seen
exactly.
lot of
It's
them
a
not
very
work.
small sample size. Look, I think good result, right, for both teams.
I think both teams
like
take
both
it,
teams, you shake hands, you take the point, go
But
back,
Liverpool
move on.
the
Yeah,
more-
move on with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Liverpool probably what's the word?
More unhappy or like
they're more
not as
there's a word
content
for
as
it.
not
Probably
as
Yeah,
less from the Arsenal, obviously, Liverpool game, because if you told them they got 4 points out of those two games, they would have been happy. It's just more, I'm saying it didn't matter which one they had to, but I think they'd be more disappointed, obviously, with the United game, because that was the game they should have got the 3 points, I would say, more so than against Arsenal. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, on paper, 100%.
Yeah, on paper, but it didn't really matter which one, but I think they had to take 4 points from home. That was just...
Yeah. They'll be, look, come the end of the season, they might be looking back and thinking, that was major points drop. But
it's hard because you can look at the start of the season and say take 2 points and be like, oh,
100.
thank you for that. And then,
I mean, even
it's
on
all
paper, you probably look at those
hypotheticals.
games like individually and think, a point, we take a point.
Take
But
both away, yeah. Let's get on to a few other games before we jump into some other stuff. Starting quickly with Palace Brighton 1-1. The biggest I want to touch on is just that I think Brighton, as much as we can talk about Chelsea, United, and Newcastle. Brighton are another package, and I think you've been pretty protective over they've sold a lot of players and stuff. But I think they've got to be up there as one of the most disappointing groups in this season.
Yeah, no, I think you're right, but I also think they have of all the teams with excuses,
Probably the biggest.
and sort of cut them a bit of slack. Brighton's team, man, this is I honestly think it's so reminiscent of that Ajax situation.
You're
It is.
You're not wrong.
They've sold, I think we've said it's 7 or 8. Like, it's not just 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. It's legit more than half of their best 11 over the last couple of years. And it's just so hard to sustain a model, which they do, of trying to produce borderline world-class players from nothing.
I'm just worried that not nowhere near the same degree, but I'm worried it's the similar sort of Vincent Kompany thing where on the weekend the goal comes from them playing out from the back. It was the most blatant, poor pass from Verbruggen, the keeper. Assist comes from that, and but is that them? Do we just need to see Brighton maybe just take a step back for the end of this season to try and compromise the way they play?
I don't think they're playing. I think best case it clicks, they get Europe. Worst case it doesn't click, and they gain experience and they finish 12th.
Do you think that you just not live and die, but it's the same sort of idea where they're just going to keep at it and
100%.
Yeah,
If I was De Zerbi, if I was the Brighton ownership, I'd be saying go with
stick at it.
Stick at it because I think the downside is so minimal. I think the downside is that Brighton finished where they probably should have finished in the last 10 years.
13, something like that,
which is mid-table.
Yeah, mid-table, yeah.
And then upside is that it all clicks and they finish the season on a high and they get something March back. They get
It's a big
March back and they get their S2 back and they have their full starting 11 back again. Players who've played the system before for the last couple of years, maybe find a few players in Jan who aren't Milner and Dahoud because they're 30.
If this was a true and false question, I'd go to huge overreaction, really.
Yeah,
because.
Easy.
If this was a true and false question,
I'm saying it'd be false.
For me, this is a huge overreaction.
I'm saying it'd be false and an overreaction. I didn't want to get too much into it, but
that's funny.
What I'm saying is, I think we've just put too much, not so much pressure, but expectation upon Brighton.
Because Brighton had been over-exceeding expectation for so long.
I'd still say at this current moment in time, what are they, 9th?
It's crazy. I think they've just stayed. They haven't
I think they're
dropped
ninth.
off.
Yeah, because
they're
Chelsea
ninth.
are 10th.
I would still say they are overachieving expectations. And you're going to go the same. And actually, you're going to go.
At one
is
point
this
of United,
you're going. Is this a huge like?
It's mental.
It's
Down, but you actually, I'm pretty sure everyone here predicted them to finish ninth. So they're ninth. So I don't think it's
the only thing where I come from is that
That's crazy.
We've only seen them win once in the last 9
That's
Premier
what
League
feels
games.
so weird. They haven't won.
And that's the thing for me because Burnley have beaten them. Burnley beat them. Fulham have beaten them, and it's a fact that I think all it's going to take is just give up a little bit of possession to let them have a bit of possession because we know how fast like those wingers, Mitoma and Adringa and stuff. They're like pacey guys. I'm seeing what Burnley have done the last few weeks. They've given up possession and they've gone and beaten teams comfortably. Yeah, it's when they have possession where they've fallen. That's what I'm saying. Is it just picking a few games to try and get because they could easily be sixth.
Not
That's
yeah,
that's
no,
the, that's
you're not,
the,
but you're
that's the
not
coming
with a
from.
team like that. With a team like that, you're not going to change your ideology to when you're ninth. Like,
Well, I just think
there's no benefit to changing it.
I agree.
But I think the benefit is they could be fifth or sixth because we've
No.
seen West Ham.
They
in
don't
sixth.
have a-
They'd be better playing the way West Ham
I
playing
think-
end up being sixth if
I
they're playing the
No,
same
they
way.
don't have the team to like West Ham to play
I agree
that.
with him. I think
No.
It would suit Dahoud, it would suit Milner, it would suit Billy Gilmore.
But
it maybe suit their washed retirement players.
Yeah.
No offense,
But
but as in
that's
that's
the
not
players
the
that-
point.
But I think their West retirement
I
players
know,
are worse
but-
than the West Ham players already.
Yeah, 100% I agree with
They're
that.
playing to a game plan, and that okay, maybe it was different last year because they actually had some decent players last year. But the reason they're probably still ninth, like I actually think they're like a 14th. They're starting 11.
I'm not
It's
gonna
like
lie.
a 14th place team.
I agree with him. I think it is definitely is an overreaction. The fact that like I'm not saying you're wrong, like not personally. I just think the fact that like we might even be considering changing the style, which has got them so much success in the last few years, when they're still ninth.
Yeah, they're not 14th, and I think they are 14th. Like they're a team that should be 14th.
When you look at their
On
results, you
paper,
think
they're
they
so
should be
bad.
lower than they are. And that's where I sort of come from because I genuinely reckon if they tinkered around like and played a bit more pragmatic, West Ham is sixth for God's sake.
No,
West
look,
Ham's got a good
I
starting
think-
11.
No,
You
that's
say that.
probably right. But it's also like you could look at it in the last 5 years.
Yeah, and then
be like, would they be anywhere near they are if they hadn't
if they
played
hadn't
this,
gone this style, yeah.
aesthetically pleasing, quick tiki-taka sort of ball playing from the back style, right? Like, would they have generated the hundreds of millions in selling players like they have? Would they be? Yeah, so
They'd be
look,
nowhere. Yeah, I get that point of view.
in a perfect world, it's like, Ange at Spurs. It's like all these managers who sort of have a philosophy. You sort of, perfect world, you had adjusted the last couple of weeks and they probably would be higher.
Yeah.
But I think in a real world, implementation,
Plan, I guess.
it's just not the way it works. Like you just can't adjust in a matter of a month, like readjust your whole playing style to try and pick up points in a different manner. I think in theory you're right, but
I guess as a business model as well, you're probably you make.
I just think it's like more of an on paper sort of idea, like mindset, rather than it being able to actually implement that.
Just going,
And you've seen West Ham as well. They've finally clicked, and they've got their starting 11.
What a talent.
It's like I'd say they're borderline better than some of the big seven.
Well, they've got some investment there too.
Yeah,
they're ball players.
You're looking at
Paquetá as a
Dahoud and
seven,
Milner.
yeah,
You can't really compare Dahoud and Milner to people like Alvarez
And Souček.
Souček,
No.
Ward-Prowse. You can't compare those.
no.
They play that style. Like they've got Ward-Prowse there, who genuinely is just a passing free kick maestro. That is all he does. He cannot move that well or anything. Like that is his whole game. That is his whole game plan. Get the ball,
one leg.
and Bowen, just run.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That is their game plan. Bowen
Which,
run.
which I guess from your point, you're saying it's more sustainable what Brighton does rather than what West Ham are doing. This whole defense thing. Is that?
There's also no
to the team.
not
team.
even long term, like medium term. There's no point for Brighton.
Just
Besides trying to get a few points now, I know that's a big besides, but really,
And
for a club like Brighton who don't care about points now because they're not fighting for survival, they're playing for a long term philosophy sort of thing, right? There's 0 point trying to make your system fit around Milner and Dahoud, and all the Danny Welbeck, all these guys who are on the way. Welbeck's a good guy, but all these guys who are on the way
that
out.
was sort of my case in point. The fact that he was a guy that scored a goal from nothing second half. I'm like, that's sort of what they're forwards of those sort of players.
Yeah.
They just don't get enough service because they're trying to play through.
But when you have
lines
an 18-year-old Evan Ferguson who's going to be a 100 mil player, when you have when you have young players around there who like Adringa and Tariq Lamptey who's trying to sort of revive his career and Billy Gilmore, these guys who are good, but like you need to commit to the sort of play style with them, let them learn it, let them develop, and you're probably either selling for a couple $100 million,
literally,
or they'll be fighting for, or they'll be back in 6th and sort of in the 5th conversation
for Europe again. So
I think that's the way you got to approach it.
100%.
I agree.
Quickly, I just want to say Palace another great. Roy Hodgson's doing some madness right now for them. They've gotten a few good performances in a row without 3 points, but they're coming good. The big one was Villa, Sheffield United in terms of the ladder, makeup. They could easily have been top now as we're sitting here, but
Could have easily lost as well, though.
because he lost.
Yeah.
A late equaliser from
Didn't
Zaniolo.
look into this
Sheffield have just
game,
had
but
such a tough run this year.
Hey, we keep saying it. They
It's
had
actually
it in the
unbelievable.
bag, and they bottled it again. Like,
And that is legit just a team that just gets relegated. Like,
Yeah.
they're just a relegation.
but yeah,
a
that's
little about him.
when you look at it. Like you talk about the teams like Liverpool and everything that continually like get points in the dying seconds
Yeah.
from losing games and all this kind of stuff. But when that becomes a habit, is not losing late also becoming a habit? It's no longer a luck, in my opinion.
I think we committed to that.
Sheffield
It's not
just
luck,
suck.
though.
After the
It's not
Tottenham
unlucky,
game, we
like-
said it was a habit.
Sheffield,
yeah.
Sheffield.
No, but you were saying then, they've had the most unlucky run. Like,
No, well, I'm saying, like, okay, it obviously is unlucky, but it's also like, okay.
It's
this
inability
is-
to apply
It's like
yourself.
an AFL
things.
analogy, like with Collingwood, like, okay, it's lucky they win all their last minute games.
but is
it's
it lucky when they do it for such a prolonged period?
Well, that's what I'm saying. When you actually deep it, if you do it consistently over a big enough period of
Sample
time,
size,
big
yeah.
enough sample size, like, okay, even Sheffield's sample size isn't massive, but like
think
we're
it's 5,
seeing,
6 games now,
yeah,
we're
we're
saying
seeing
it, yeah.
enough now to see that they are just like they're just not cut out for this.
I
league.
would say it's not groundbreaking either. It's just when you haven't got as enough quality as an opposition, eventually you're going to fatigue. Like there's only so much last ditch blocks or headers off the line you can do, and fair play for them from sticking into it because Villa it was one of those games you talk about like Arsenal sort of long shot pop shots. This is what Villa were forced to do in this game. They were like they'd force them to the edge of their own area, and they just couldn't break him down. Like Watkins was doing like half pivot shots that are rolling. There was nothing really clean. And there was just one chance that was clean. And they scored from it. So
and sorry, just one more thing because
Yeah.
we probably won't speak about Sheffield
Yeah.
for the rest of the year.
no.
Get our Sheffield word quota in. But it's not with these sort of lower teams. It's not just about trying to hold up and get the last minute blocks. It's also about they lack the quality to go and get a second. Like,
On a counter-attack
Like
and
they can't kill off the game because they just
That was a big thing. They had 3 or 4
what I
chances,
mean.
like one-on-ones.
Yeah.
And Martinez had a really good save on one of them. But
it was. I know the one you're talking about.
yeah, but like you're totally right. Like when I think it was Hamer had one, Norwood had one. Obviously the goal came from Arch, and Arch had a second one. That's 4. Like I think it was like 1 on 3, 1 on 2. Sort of like
if you need to like when you're in that position, you need to capitalize. Otherwise, you literally won't survive. And we've seen it. Sheffield could have been on 6 or 7 points more than where they are now.
Yeah.
And they would genuinely be in a it would feel like they're in such a better position, not only points wise, but they are getting those points. They're showing they can do it.
It's mentally.
Whereas
as well,
now
right?
the mental factor
Yeah,
is
they're
like
screwed.
they're going to be because they will be in that scenario again during the season,
100%.
and the team they're versing is going to know these guys fumble every time, and they're going to be in that position thinking, wow, like we've dropped points here so many times,
Flood numbers
and they're
forward.
probably going to crumble,
Yeah.
and they're going to finish the season last,
Yeah.
and
this midweek, like I'm really pulling on strings here. It's Luton and Sheffield. If there's any occasion you need to get something, it has to be like this weekend. If you have any sort of hope to have a bit of like at least a crack at this season, has to be to
because
win.
at least Burnley are sort of turning it over now.
Luton and Burnley, I think, are doing their thing.
Burnley are sort of.
Chris Wilder, we've seen him do it before. Like, this is like a Chris Wilder type result. They get a draw out of nothing. Like when we think back to 2021, those years, he just get draws against. Like when they finished like 8th, I think he drew 15 times in a year. That's a Chris Wilder type performance. It just might be that they're way too late.
It's a little too late.
It's a little too late.
Little too late.
Yeah. Next game, again, we'll just quickly touch on this because this was a ball fest. West Ham 2, United 0. West Ham just, like we said,
Yeah, we're just quickly
pragmatic.
touching this.
Yeah.
We're talking about it every week. I feel like other teams deserve their attention.
I didn't mean to say anything. Proof's in the pudding.
Yeah, West
I've
Ham.
been slandered the last 2 weeks. and-
Okay, but I will make one
Which is
comment
fair.
though. Do you see our starting 2 centre backs?
I don't. Well, who was it? Evans and
Kambola.
Cambola.
wow, is he centre back? Wow.
I remember you came in on Saturday night when you checked the lineup. You gave the whole like.
Who's that? Who's that?
Who's that
brother?
bloke? Yeah.
How can those 2 centre backs there would not start for Luton and Sheffield?
But before you go in,
That is how bad our centre backs
Before
are.
you
That's
go
why
before
you-
you go on a rant though,
Oh my god.
we haven't scored a goal in like 400 minutes, so that's your
No,
problem. So
and that's
there
as
are
much as
problems. There are problems.
yeah,
but
so I think that's simple because I'm sick of talking about United. Like, we talk about West Ham.
No,
United,
no,
you
no,
go on the
my
game.
one take, the reason, like you have your relegation centre backs, but it's also like that's why you go and spend 50 million on a goalkeeper, 50 million on a bench warmer, and 100 million on a right winger.
it's not our fault we got 8 defenders injured though. There's 8.
But you signed Johnny Evans this year. Anyway, that's me done. That's me done.
Well,
West
lucky
Ham,
we did,
West
kind
Ham,
of.
though.
West Ham, West
Kudos
Ham.
to the goal score sheet. Paqueta.
Where was it? Like, kudos to kudos.
Yeah, kudos to kudos. That's and
That's
the
what I
goal-
thought you were saying.
And
Yeah.
then Bowen as well. And it's like,
Bowen.
you know, West Ham fan, you know,
You're
secret
about-
West
yeah.
Ham
Yeah,
fan.
no, it was
that
a
front
win. It was a
three,
win for you guys.
that
For
front
you.
three is cooking. Like Paqueta now, he didn't get the assist for the Bowen goal, which was rubbish because it like bounced off everyone. But basically, another 2 assists. That's 5 assists in 2 weeks. And the thing I noticed as well, watching a more in depthly at a West Ham game, like he actually defends now as well. And is that a bit of like David Moyes sort of eking through him because he was a bit of a soft sort of front running player when he first came to West Ham.
Crazy what they're doing though. So they're in Europe, like
Top their
group.
Yeah.
Gone, and now they're 6.
6th in the league.
6 in the league.
6th.
And they're not even that, like they're not like a whole different
Yeah, they're not that
area
far
from
off like
to the
City.
top 5, yeah, which is ridiculous because they've had some
So they're
really poor
6, and,
results.
and a couple of weeks ago, you're like, oh, West Ham's on the down, and
I
but
know,
like,
they are because they
West
literally go
Ham-
and lose one
Not
week.
gonna-
Yeah,
we
We
are
are
a
a
little-
little,
City, 4
we're
points,
a little
4
bit
points.
reactionary on this show, but as in West Ham are gonna like I still sort of subscribe to the fact they're gonna be a bit of a yo-yo team.
no, they
I
are.
still
but
reckon they are.
How good?
like-
Like,
but it
But
goes to
it's a
show the
good
league.
start.
It's
It's a
good
good
to show the
start.
league this year because you'd said it a lot, and you said actually you probably said it
when I
best.
was six.
85 points win your league.
Yeah, you said it
that
so
it's a week. Like you said last year was a week
I'm
in league.
proving myself right though. I said this
Yeah.
like early as well.
Well, I don't know if you're proving it. I just think it's proving to be right.
Because what you go.
You're not proving.
No, I'm saying like what I said was
Your
proving
point
to,
is
yeah.
is
Well,
you
what
know,
I said-
coming into fruition.
We're 1 game away from halfway.
Yeah, we're basically halfway.
And
yeah.
we're on what 40?
40.
Yeah. Because let's just quickly go through the West Ham's results into the yo-yoing. 2-0 United, good performance. 3-0 Wolves, good performance. 5-0 Fulham, rubbish performance. 2-1 Spurs, great performance. 1-1 Palace, poor performance. 2-1 Burnley, decent performance. 3-2 Forest, good performance. 3-2 Brentford, poor performance. 1-0 Everton,
this
poor
West Ham?
performance. Yeah. So you see how it's just sort of like one good game, one bad game, one good game, one bad game.
And one good
yeah.
game, one bad game from
It's-
six position 6 means you're going to fall down to more. Like
You'd
10
assume
points.
so. But in recent last 2-3 games, because we can say
Yeah.
props, and that's where I'm coming from. But longevity-wise, you still got to put a little bit of a question mark on it.
I don't know if you do though, because I think
Man.
they're already overachieving what they.
Oh,
like,
we
what
agree
is
on that. We
expected
100%
of
agree on
them.
that, yeah.
Of,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
and we look at
100%.
Get him
them.
nowhere near it.
They've actually found a good. Like you're gonna go. It's a crap ideology, but he's found a good, like, stable ideology.
Yeah,
that-
It's his ideology.
It's his ideology, yeah.
Me and you are big on this. Like, if you don't, like, you know, every team loves the whole, play out from the back.
I'm
team.
not, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm saying it's in, like, we're big on the fact that, like, you play to your strengths.
Yeah.
Like-
I think if they can go get it, I think now he's sorted the midfield out. He's sorted his attacking options out. Obviously, he probably wants a
Striker.
little
Just
bit
a
more.
striker.
Yeah, but you're going to say a striker, but what he's doing at the moment, he loves Bowen there. And Kudus and Baqueta
Wouldn't
assisting
you
him.
love to see Bowen on the right flank again? Like, just do what he does best
Oh,
on the right
yeah. No,
flank?
I think you'd
You have to
rather
get a striker.
have Bowen on the right and then a good striker. Like
a proper number 9, like a big number 9.
But
that can nod
I
the
think
ball
this
in.
goes back to like the Mourinho-Ronaldo debate. Mourinho was
Where he
saying
needs to
for his
play him.
big games, he liked playing Ronaldo as striker instead of on the, like he dropped Benzema
Nah,
and all
Bowen
of them.
and Ronaldo
Because what he
are
was
pretty similar
saying
as
is, well, Moyes actually would probably want, because if you actually watch Paqueta and Kudus, as you were just saying, they get right back and defend. And Bowen does that. I'm not saying Bowen doesn't do that when he plays right wing. He does that. But if you watch how much Bowen gets and he has to run, do 1v2s, 1v3s, I think Moyes in essence would prefer him.
That's right, yeah.
Would prefer him to just be that person that just does doggies up top instead of actually defending.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not saying I disagree, because if you put Bowen and you put a very good striker up top, the team gets better. You can maybe play Kudus. But the thing is then, Kudus and Baqueta, can you play them both in the same team?
Yeah, okay. I get that.
So
bit
the
of it.
problem is,
But again, if you're saying where West Ham are trying to go to,
I
which
would
is the top
say,
6, you're going to have to adapt your team versus the bottom team like Brentford where they lost versus a top team like United where you might have to play Bowen up top. So I'm
no,
saying
you're
you need those
definitely
players
right.
there.
So
Like a
I
top
think,
team like United. Come on.
I think there's
A mid-team.
I think the reinforcements though, there's definitely a few I would make before touching a striker. I think the defensive reinforcements, we've talked about this recently, that they've leaked a few too many goals.
Yeah, they have.
So like you see those
Maverick
3-2
Panos
losses.
is not that guy.
No, he's rubbish.
No,
Sorry, that's why Arsenal got rid of him.
So I think that is definitely a path they have to go down before they touch a striker. I think if they're going to take the steps to start joining the Villas and stuff, that pack, then yes, a striker is definitely needed to join that pack. But at the moment, I think they can
You're content with the
reinforce
defender.
like a 6th to 8th position
Yeah.
by like just getting a centre back maybe and a
I
couple
think a
other
big
defenders.
CB would be.
Yeah,
would be
big.
a good
big
Like to
one.
pair up Zuma, like a pacier guy with Zuma. Yeah, fair play. So yeah, West Ham 6th. Let's go. Let's start our right wing.
Okay, so I like this list, but then I didn't remember. So I was talking to him on the way in. I was like, okay, you know,
I
I
didn't
thought
remember Solly
I thought this whole list was good. Like, I thought they were all
Yeah.
good players. Like much.
I think they're pretty solid players.
No, they
I'm
are.
not-
But then I did remember. I was like, okay, well, I have a couple players.
I have to get my weekly like.
Well, I have a couple
odd shout
players
in.
you don't. You
Well,
won't
yeah.
have
Let's
'cause
preface this again. If you haven't watched last week's episode, I put in Neto and Diaby.
And I think that
Now you know what. I'll give. I've stuffed Neto. I'll put my hands up. I still think Diaby. I'm fine with, but Neto. I'll put my hands. I'll cop that. Cut that chin.
Okay. Neto is.
I'll
one
shake
of-
your hand on that, and yeah, okay. Neto.
And Leon Bailey. Can we say that one as well? Because you nearly put
I
Leon Bailey in.
nearly a Bailey
And he
no,
is-
because
He's a right winger for sure.
Yeah.
because I had Diaby in, and I still stand by Diaby. But then yeah, it makes no sense.
But
You
it's
can't
hard.
have
How can
both.
they? Yeah, they both play
Yeah,
together.
so exactly.
Or now they.
Now they're
But
separated.
at the
To be
start-
honest, I
no,
was with
yeah.
you with Diaby though. The Neto one was a bit rogue.
Neto, what I've made him
A bit rogue.
I've done the research on the week, and even though I've asked people, and they still reckon he's a left winger. But
Yeah, it probably
Pedro,
was, but like
Pedro.
they play. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, anyway,
it's
yeah,
always
that-
hard in the Premier League because all these now managers play these such like adaptive
What's
play
fluid?
styles.
Everything's fluid.
It is
Yeah.
fluid.
So starting
Fluid,
off,
it's-
I've got Palmer. Like
Oh, we're kicking off.
we just go.
Kick it off.
Toss. Let's go.
I've got Palmer. That's probably he plays. I know a bit of centre forward, a bit of cam, but his main position is right wing.
Cole Palmer is
No
a
one
right
had him in the cam.
Yeah. No
No,
fair.
Cole Palmer's a right winger. Cole
Yeah,
Palmer.
no, I'll pay it right. I feel like before I don't have him because I just
Don't
we
think he's top 10.
I think he could be. Just I don't know
Haven't
where
seen
he's going to be
enough.
playing. It's just
Yeah,
like I haven't seen
fair
enough
enough.
of anything. So that's no, definitely deserved. He's playing very well.
My 10th place, I have, I believe it to be Brian Mbuemo. I got Brian Mbuemo
Okay.
at 10th.
Yeah,
I have not. Stop looking at my list.
he loves
He's
the
strikerish now, but isn't he?
No, but come on. I don't care if he plays striker. And Vista I think plays more striker. But come on, we can't base it off a 6-month period when Tony isn't even gone. He's just suspended. And we know that Mbuemo is their right winger. I think he's probably a top 10 right winger in the league, but around 10th. Not too deep, does a job,
Yeah.
has been a bit more proficient with Tony out of the team, a bit more of the talisman. I don't know if you guys have him in your list. If you don't have him in your list,
he would have been in my list if Tony had played. I feel like it's just so like
he wouldn't.
he would have. I think because he would have more numbers. I feel like he's.
I reckon Tony's put the spotlight more
You
on
reckon?
him. Yeah. I don't think he's necessarily been amazing without Tony. I just think
I just think he would get heaps more numbers.
I think he
if
had a
was
really
there.
good start to the season.
Really good start, but I think
Yeah,
that's ever
yeah.
since is. So I've again form bias. I have to get someone in there as well. Is a bit like different. I got Antoine Semenyo as my 10th. Bournemouth
I didn't have
revitalisation.
him.
No debate.
He's active. He's hasn't got the goals yet, but he's so
Semenyo's
close
been
to.
good. Semenyo's
He's
been
so close to breaking that open. And Bournemouth are doing so well at the moment. I feel like I had to get someone in there. So he's my number 10.
Okay.
Bit different. Try something.
Foden.
Yeah, we need to date this because
Yeah, so we already knew. I already knew this was coming. 'Cause
He'd
he said
mentioned it
straight
on the
on
way
the
up,
stats. He's
yeah.
like, oh, like I might have Foden 10th, and he's already adjusted his
No, I
list.
swear I did. I just thought I did. I
No,
swear.
no, it's all good.
I'll-
Regardless,
I'll put my hand to my
I don't
heart.
really
Okay.
care.
I just need to.
I'll-
I
when
want to
I'll-
hear a reason behind. That's all.
Oh
I
yeah,
really-
I'm more touch on my thoughts when I
Yeah.
get to Phil Foden.
Yeah, so, yeah.
because-
I just want to hear it.
Yeah, Phil Foden at 9th. Like, please give a bit more details.
Enlighten us.
I think he's been like pretty good, but I think in comparison to the left wing to right wing, I think there's so many good options above him. So, like,
That's fair. I think there's
That's
good
fair.
right wing. I think
don't
it's
get me
better right
wrong. I
wingers.
think about this next 2, 4, 5 players could have
The whole
been
list.
So think about the next half of the list.
yeah, could have are very interchangeable.
Okay. No, I get that.
No,
but I
yeah.
mean, I actually had the same thought process. I thought my top 3. I actually was thinking on the way here, or when I was doing my
Your
list.
top
I was
3 is pretty easy.
I was like, my top 3. I think there's daylight between 3 and 4.
Yeah,
But we'll touch on that.
Fair play. No, I get where we come from. Understand it, but I think I see him a bit differently. That's my.
Yeah, no,
my
I
two
see it
cents.
differently as well.
When I talk about him, I'll talk about him. But
yeah,
yeah,
likewise. 9. I have Sully March.
yeah. I forgot about him.
Unfortunately, he's injured, so
my form bias
kinda,
thing, I couldn't. That's
Can't put. Oh, I think he's a. I think
He's a
Sully
gun.
March
He is
a
a
No,
top
he
gun.
player,
definitely
though.
is.
him and Pascal.
He would have probably been like 5 or 6 had he not been injured for basically the whole season. But his numbers last year were great. Him and Matoma were linking up. It was so good to watch. That like Matoma in March, I feel like really sort of like a massive part of the identity of like when they're fit and firing. It's like they are like the De Zerbi sort of team.
Yeah.
And even some of the
Ball
Potter
playing, can pass around, yeah.
Yeah, March at 9.
I got Jack Harrison as 9.
Oh, I wanted to put Jack Harrison in. Jack Harrison's a low-key baller.
He's been balled. And you know what? And you know, it's perfect time because he put in a performance on the weekend. Like,
He did get dragged after 60 though.
So, did you see the
I want
pass
to know
he
who you're
played?
missing, or you guys are missing off your list.
No, because remember I had 2 that you guys do have.
No, he doesn't.
No, I only got 1.
Oh,
I've
right.
got 2.
You got 2. So that's why I asked me if we loved it. But I just think some of the passes put on the weekend, the wingers, McNeil and him are obviously playing with heat. I don't know where I had McNeil last week, but
I don't think we had McNeil. Oh
Don't
my
I have
God, we didn't have McNeil last
I think
week.
I might have had him as an honour or something because I feel like those 2 have been playing out their skin.
Oh my God.
Wonder
And it's
why we say
confidence.
we had
It's
we
confidence
had
in
no
those 2.
players, eh? Because like McNeil would definitely go above it like a gun.
Oh my God, we didn't have... Oh, Alanga.
I don't even
Alanga.
bore.
No, but McNeil, okay, McNeil's a baller.
But
Jack Harrison.
Harrison's just, I think he's just, like, he couldn't have sit a crazy little dink assist. I think it was Andre Gomez, something like who hit the post.
Who's
and, like,
back, by the way.
Yeah, but yeah,
so good
we'll
to see
touch on him
Andre
when he's
Gomez
back because that was big for him. I just think overall he's playing with confidence again. It looks like Leeds the year before they got relegated, where they were like whether the 8th or something. He looks back to that sort of form, and but he's just running at defenders and playing the pass and whipping the ball in the box. It's not me like Preston wingers. You just cross the ball in like Jack
My
Harrison, you know?
only thing with Jack Harrison is I feel like he's a bit of a... Look, he's obviously got a decent all-round game, but I think he's also an output player. Like I like to see a lot of... I want numbers output from Jack Harrison.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I still don't think he's had a lot of it this year. I don't know what his numbers are, but I just feel like, you know, Harrison's one of those players where like he has like a lot of flair.
Yeah.
And he can like kind of get a goal out of nothing. I don't know, his numbers might prove me wrong, but I just want to...
I think he's assist number right.
Yeah, I probably want a little bit more from him to be in my list. But yeah, that's my...
Carry on. I'll try and look
Eighth,
for
who
you.
you got eighth?
Curtis.
Ooh, I have forgotten someone. That's a good call. I forgot Kudus. But then again,
You're going to say he's a cam, but like he plays right wing.
Yeah, I know.
He plays right cam, really, so I know what you mean.
Did I have him in my cam list?
I don't have him in this list. I must have had him somewhere else.
No, I didn't have him in the cam list either.
So I knew you guys were missing someone, so I think that's very criminal.
Okay.
Especially the form person, to not put him in, like,
especially.
Yeah, the form person. Like I can kind of cut you some slack. He came from Ajax. He's just. But
I can cut you some slack. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot Kudus. He would be.
Yeah,
my
if
list.
you forgot him, fair enough.
He would be in my list.
I don't know.
I think it was.
He'd probably be.
But are you classifying? Is this you don't think he's in the top 10, or is this you didn't think he was a right winger?
Well, you know what? I put one other player in.
I think we both thought of Bowen.
I forgot. Yeah, but I've forgotten him because I put another West Ham player in.
Well, okay. Well, did you put Bowen?
Bowen, yeah.
See, I think I thought, Bowen,
I
right,
put them
West
both
Ham.
in.
And I thought Bowen.
Bowen, yeah.
But then I was like, he's striker, so I didn't.
I put them both in.
You put Bowen in it? Okay,
Nah,
fair
because he's a
enough.
striker, bro.
Who's your top 3 then that are so clear?
Bowen's a striker to me.
You said your top 3 to 4 then.
Yeah, you'll see.
So my top 3 to 4 are clear, but like you don't have Bowen.
Nah, because Bowen to me is like a striker now, so I haven't got Bowen in my list.
This
This is by far the most diverse we've had.
This is good. No,
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
so
We've been waiting
what am I
so many
doing?
weeks for the lowest
My
list.
8th, I've got Leon Bailey.
Okay.
Bro, I don't know if that's low. I think I got balls on my list. Bailey's been cooking this year, but just couldn't really get in the team at the start of the
Yeah,
year.
fair.
And then barely played at all last year.
Yeah,
So, good. That's why I almost feel bad having him above. I mean, come on, you got to think. In my head, I've got him above Solly March.
And he got
And
Solly March is a consistent
balled
baller,
for 14 months.
He hasn't really missed a beat. Yeah.
So it's probably almost stiff. But Bailey, he's in mine just because he's been cooking. So
Just recency bias.
he was a player in the Bundesliga, came to the Prem, did nothing, and he's finally starting to find some of that form again. So
He's
he's
been
in my
amazing
list.
as well.
Do you don't have Leon Bailey?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Where do you have?
I got him higher.
Okay.
My number 8's Miggy Amaron. He's my number 8.
Wow.
that low?
Yeah.
I don't have Almiron on my list, bro.
Really? That low?
I got Miggy.
I can't believe Almiron's in this list.
He's.
Oh my god, Brad had a purple patch last year.
Yeah,
He's not that good, Almiron, man.
I still think this year without the strikers they've had, they still have to put output in.
What do you mean that low, bro?
Oh, I don't have him that much higher, but I've got him like a couple of places higher.
Obviously, Gordon's overshadowed him, and I can see what would look like with Bailey.
Bro, Almiron is Almiron is legitimately
there.
their second worst player in the team.
But I don't know.
I don't think Almiron's not that guy, bro.
I'm trying to work out.
I don't think that's low or high.
No,
I think
eighth,
fair. I
you
think
can
it's
make a
fair
case
spot.
for 8th.
Again, I'm missing like a Solly Mark because he's been injured. I
But
haven't
that
put him
much
in.
higher? What are you talking?
I'll tell you the places are. It's not my next one, but
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's a solid player. He's in a good little patch again, but he has had the downturn, so we'll see how far.
I must have missed players.
Seven.
Bailey.
Okay. Same reason.
Same reason. Like, I think
nuts.
Yeah, he'd be a lot higher if he didn't. Like, he wasn't poor last year, obviously. I think he's been really good this year.
100%.
No, he has been really
So,
good.
like,
Ridiculous. Like,
but
he's been like as good. Like, maybe not.
But it's also only been half this year.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't play for the first 9
Obviously,
weeks.
it's been a quarter he's played well
true.
for because it's been half of a quarter,
So,
half
like,
of half. So yeah.
And I think we kind of all do our form in 18 months, and then like the rest of it is like their whole career sort of thing.
Accolades and
Exactly.
And I just think like 9 weeks, or I mean, it's probably been a bit longer, I don't know the actual time, but he's been very, very good. But I think it's hard to put him much higher than 7.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, you might have him a bit higher, but
a little bit higher. Yeah.
okay. So who's your 7? Oh, my 7.
You're
sorry.
7, yeah.
Oh,
I must be missing
I think I might
people.
get yelled here. I got Cole Palmer at 7. Bro, I rate Palmer.
I rate him as well.
I think
Yeah, but you want to go off like your the
it's a bit
form
hypocritical,
guy. It's a bit very hypocritical. That's
But
what
then
I'll
again,
say.
it's hypocritical. But I also just think maybe it's a lack of and you could make a case for this, like as in against this rather. But I think it was maybe a lack of like time, just because of how good City is.
Yeah, but like, are you watching the under 23s now or something?
No, he played a lot of. He was
still comes
subbed
off the
on.
bench. Him and
He was
Rico
subbed
used to come
on
off the bench
like
every game,
every game, 20 minutes last season, and he's been like Chelsea's best player, like by far.
Yeah, I
Right,
think
he's been Chelsea's best player by
But
far.
the thing is,
since he's gone.
he's got 4 goal contributions that aren't penalties. I'm not saying that's good
But
still.
the thing I want to touch on, which I was going to touch on the Chelsea game, might as well touch on now. Every player in that team is like shitting themselves in front of goal. The only guy with any conviction has been Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
Like Jackson on the weekend
But is that
had a one-on-one.
Is that kudos to Cole Palmer? Or
Well,
like
yes, because he's one of the
creating
youngest
chances.
players in the squad, and he's the leader of the squad. So
Yeah,
he's a leader.
yeah, he feels like that's another thing. He
But
feels
is
like a
this
leader
what
on
we
the
come
pitch.
to with Chelsea? That we go, oh, someone has an eye in front of goal, and now like they're
What do you mean? We're talking about. Is this what we come to with Chelsea?
We're talking about
he's
Cole
their
Palmer.
best player, and he's 7th on the list.
Yeah.
So like, as in Chelsea's. If it was Chelsea, their best player should be number 1. Chelsea should have a number 1 player on the list, but this is Chelsea, man. I mean, Reece James will be, but he never plays. So it's like, for Chelsea's probably 2nd best player on ability to be 7th in their position.
second best on ability. I think that's really
Maybe Reece James and Nkunku, and then I don't really know. I mean, okay.
And
they're-
But currently, like
no, but right now,
Yeah,
100%
yeah.
he's showing them. He's showing the most on the pitch of them right now.
Yeah.
And I think, you
It wasn't
know,
for him and Sterling,
I
he's
think
screwed.
we've seen it, bro. He scored a banging goal in the Community Shield.
Yeah,
He's been putting in stints at City. I understand maybe it's a little bit doesn't make sense with my rating system, like how I've done it historically.
Yeah, well,
but I
that's
think
probably
Cole
more my
Palmer 7th isn't the worst shout ever.
Okay.
my 7's Kulusevski. For
That-
me.
You got him low,
Yeah, you low.
Yeah, he said good bits, he had bad
but he
bits.
also doesn't even start sometimes. Like Brendan Johnson plays on the right.
He's playing down the middle now, and I've
Yeah.
liked the way he's doing in the middle because I still think it was a few weeks ago where I said Kai Havertz and Kulusevski are the same sort of players in the way they're built, and I still believe that because now you've seen Kulusevski down the middle, and we've seen how good he's played. I think he's refound himself down the middle. They're that long, lanky build. They're not fast. They're good technically.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what it is? We've seen that improvement down
I
the
think
middle.
Kulu's good with the ball with his feet, which
Oh,
Havertz isn't amazing. But
I still reckon though technically they're both really good players, but they don't have that blistering
both
pace.
big boys, slow,
Yeah.
relatively slow.
Cut back in on that opposite forward. He's got a great delivery. I think there's other players that have had longer form periods. He has a lot of ups and
Yeah,
downs.
he's been pretty down.
And
like-
maybe that's because of Tottenham though. He plays in a really up and down team.
fair
So
enough.
this season's been good. Last season,
Oh, no,
times were up
Kulu
and down.
on my list is definitely the reason he's high is because like what he's done in the past.
cooking. Yeah,
like
yeah.
as in like
2 years, not last the season before that.
when he came on loan.
Yeah,
And then, like,
well,
that
the
year-
Mason Marsky was one. It was
This would be
ridiculous.
his poorest season so far at Tottenham.
In numbers, because
I
his
would've said
performances, I
last
reckon,
year.
I reckon his performances
Yeah,
last
I
year was
agree.
the worst.
I think his performance has gotten better. His last year was pretty bad.
Because that like Dan Juma was playing over him, and we see what Dan Juma does. at
Kulu
Everton.
wasn't. I think he had a bit. I think he was injured a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
And his Tottenham was rubbish. But like I think
I can mount. I think 7 is a bit low for me, but as in I can see
he's
why.
in
I
that
can see
bracket
why.
though. You could
Yeah,
fit
yeah.
him 5 for 7.
Yeah.
I feel like.
I've completely forgot someone. I'm
Well, we'll
convinced.
see. I don't know. We said this every week, but we actually don't.
But I was
so-
don't. I was like, I'm looking at them. I think you've got all the ones I've got. But anyway, continue. You're number 6.
Almiron.
No, yeah, actually not even.
Almiron.
It's 6 though. Yeah.
That's hot.
Oh yeah, but you say that, but he
Bro,
continues.
Almiron-
He's an output player, but
No,
he gets
because
output.
I put Kudus in this list, and Almiron is 12th maybe. 6 is high, bro.
So you've got him. I'm trying to work out who you've got here by deleting.
Yeah,
him.
okay. I forgot Solly March, which
No, but
I
you didn't
probably
did you forget him or did you
Yeah,
forget him?
I
Oh,
completely
okay.
forgot him.
Bro, Solly March is a better player than Almiron, and Almiron is 6 on your list. Like
I don't
Almiron
know.
is living.
Almiron, I know he's living off that, but he's even had a couple. Like he's had a few good games this year as well.
Okay, he's not Miguel Almiron of 3 years ago, who was like shocking ex MLS terrible baller. He's Miguel Almiron, who's like a decent player, you know, better off the bench in a Newcastle team who are decent. Like
He seems to start though a lot.
no, he starts
Because
now
there's so many
because
injuries,
the injuries.
Yeah, Harvey
and
Barnes would be around
He's not
him.
the same maximum anymore. Like,
Even
there's
when
this-
Harvey Barnes started and he wasn't injured, I know he was just gelling into the team, but he was still starting.
Oh,
there.
I'm not totally against you. I just think you're probably right. He's probably best of the bet, but he brings a spark that you probably can't put into like numbers or words.
he has like
That's why I have him in my
he has
list.
a bit of
but I think
a
it's
flair.
a little bit. I have him in that
what are
7,
his
8,
numbers
9
this year?
bracket.
Like, 'cause
He's
once
something out of
once
nothing.
again, he's a numbers player, bro. Like he's
you think he's a numbers
yeah.
player?
I don't think Almiron.
Because I think
Almiron does
Almiron's.
a lot.
I don't think Almiron's a numbers player. I reckon he's the impact sort of guy
the
where he
fact
comes
Callum
in-
Wilson has 7 goals and
makes things
doesn't even
happen.
play hardly.
Almiron has. How do I find this?
to scroll a fair bit for me.
Almiron has 3 goals,
I'll check assists.
which is not like terrible. Like that's okay.
Miggy Almiron has
3 goals, and he has.
Jacob Murphy has more assists than him. That's a bit of a problem.
Okay, well, I can't see him at 2. 2 assists.
Probably not even 2.
He's got one assist.
One assist.
Man, like I don't know.
I don't see him as a numbers player. That's me. I don't see him as a numbers player.
I do to a degree, but I think he just brings a spark, and
That's
probably
what-
with,
yeah.
probably
I'm the
with me as
subjective-
well. Like he would have been higher last year, but
No,
he's
but when
dropped.
I say a spark, I typically mean like like a spark, like a real spark to me is like a something out of nothing. You know,
No, I
like-
agree with that.
Like putting in a crazy ball, like some flick or something like that. Which,
But I think he
which
does
leads to-
have that.
No, but does it? I don't know if it leads to enough. Personally, the numbers.
No,
would
you're
say
definitely right,
I'm
and
right,
maybe
but,
6 is a little bit high.
but yeah, no. Look,
But
it's not
What he
top,
did
but-
last year would have been top 4.
He was balling out of his
Bro,
mind.
last year, Saka's ahead of him, Salah's
Salah.
ahead of him, Foden's ahead of him, Mahrez is ahead of him.
Are they not though?
Yes, they are, bro.
See,
Bowen a right wing's ahead. No, he's not.
He would have split. I
He
reckon, with
might.
the City
I
guys.
might have had him like 6 to 8 last year, and he was so much. Anyway,
I think he'd be on the brink of the 5 last year. I think he would have split one of the City players. I think he would have split one of them.
Yeah,
maybe
Because of the whole like not playing enough. But
I
anyway,
reckon he splits both, but last year, but yeah.
maybe
6.
6. I got Diaby. Like,
Yeah.
like not too much to say about it. We spoke about him last week. I just think he plays on the right.
I spoke about him last
We
week.
spoke about him last week. I think he plays on the right. I think he's been really good. I think he's been a bit better than Leon Bailey. Nothing crazy though. I think he's about yeah. The Villa boys are around there.
Well, yeah, it's my
Yeah.
number 6. I've got Bailey number 6.
You got Bailey at 6.
Really good race. And like extrapolating what he did in the Bundesliga. Again, I'm doing the whole Bundesliga attacks. We've seen so many flop from the Bundesliga. So the fact that obviously had the missing period last year, but he's doing what he used to do in the Bundesliga for Leverkusen, which was that direct running in behind a striker as a
I
forward.
like his directness.
He's a forward. He's not. He's a inverted winger. Like
Yeah.
So that when he's there, like he's playing where
That's
he's
why
now.
there's so much debate about where he plays.
Yeah,
Because like he's
that's-
a winger, but he can't
he's
be a
basically
striker
centre-forward,
with
yeah.
like Ollie Watkins.
Yeah, he's basically a centre forward that's like off one side of him. But when he's like that in that position, in behind a striker, direct running, there's not many you can stop. His pace, he's direct, he's good in front of goal.
Baller.
Kulusevski.
At 5?
Yeah.
Kulusevski.
Yeah,
I think I'll match you for a minute. I was waiting for this.
No, I was just to double check.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's like been pretty good since he's gone over to Tottenham. Like probably less of a form merchant coming from me, and I know he wasn't that great like last year, but he seemed to have picked up his form again. I know maybe whilst he has picked up his form, he isn't playing right wing, so that could have been a food for thought maybe. But I don't know. I think he's been really good. Like just the way he's so technical and cuts in and then finds the byline.
Wait, you
as
think he's
well.
been really good now? Is that what you said?
Well, yeah.
That's what you just said. This is worst season.
What?
We've had a whole
I've
his
done the
argument.
last couple of weeks.
He's in a hole. He's in a hole.
I've done the last couple of weeks.
He's found a hole. He's found a hole.
No, I'm saying the last couple of weeks. But yeah, I think as a whole player, I think
No,
I don't
Kulu's
know.
a baller.
Look, the
I
last
don't
4
know,
weeks have
like-
been ridiculous. They're like 4 goal contributions
Yeah,
like
no.
3
Yeah,
games.
I think it's a hard one for me because these whole like 4 or 5 around this area, like
You get the
I
interchangeable.
really think I could have had an argument for every single one.
Fair play.
Maybe apart from Almiron, you're going to say not Almiron, obviously.
I just can't believe we're getting towards like position 5, and he's already said Foden at 9, and we haven't said him yet.
Yeah, well, I've got him, nosebleed
Bro,
territory.
that
there.
is, I think that's crazy. Anyway,
Yeah,
so
I don't know.
Your 5?
my 5 is Pedro Neto.
Yeah, my left winger.
Huh?
My left winger, right?
Yeah, your favourite left winger.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I've never seen him leave the right right.
I've forgotten someone.
No, so Neto at 5, yeah, he's just been cooking this year. But the reason he's not ahead of my other guys, similar to the Leon Bailey situation, except he's been better than Bailey this year.
Yeah.
Both missing last year. Both had high expectation last year, did nothing.
It's almost the exact same, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except I just think
This year
Neto,
has been...
and unfortunately he's missed games as well. But I cut a little bit less slack there. So I cut a little bit more slack there, injury, rather than just not getting picked.
Yeah, 100%.
right?
That makes total sense.
So yeah, that's why Neto's like above Bailey, sort of in that sort of region.
Yeah. I have Mitoma at 5.
Matoma on the right.
Because Solly March isn't there. He's the right winger this year.
No, bro.
Yeah, he is.
Matoma is a left winger press.
Adringa's played on the left this year.
Matoma is a left winger press.
No, not in this year. Solly March. Without Solly March.
And I thought I was losing it for a second.
Matoma is
Yeah.
Solly March hasn't played this year.
bro. Matoma is a left winger press.
I don't know, Prez. That's just...
Solly March isn't in the team anymore.
Dingo is on the right wing, bro.
Nah, no.
No, oh my god, I'm getting the heat maps up again. Oh my god, bro.
No,
Matoma is a left
Solly March
winger.
is the right winger. He hasn't played, so it's been Mitoma on the right.
I don't know. I must be losing it because when I heard you say it, I thought for a second that I'm losing it.
Nah, check. I'm sure he's on the
Okay,
right.
obviously the photos that come up with the left, but that's because previous years.
Check the
I'm gonna
to
check
the lineup, to the lineups,
I'm
to the
gonna
lineups, to the lineups.
The lineups don't show anything. They put centre backs at right.
No,
back
on the
lineups.
map of the lineup.
I'm just
Can't
going
do a map
on.
online.
I'm just
Very
going
easy.
on sofa scores.
Yeah, I'm gonna check,
heat map.
Premier League.
Bro,
Solly March isn't in there this year.
this brother is
Nah, I swear.
nah, bro.
This is crazy because
Bro,
this has happened now a
who's
few
got-
times.
This is. Where's the?
Like playing positions.
Yeah, every single rating he's got is on the
And these are
left
from
wing.
this season, Press. This season's games,
Right.
appearances 17, 8, like all comps. His best rating is left mid, and all 4 of them are left side. Bro, Matoma is not a right winger, bro. Matoma is as left-sided as they come, bro.
Solly March not there this year. I swear he's playing with right wing.
Nah, man. I'm searching up a Dingers. Is it a Dringer or a Dingra?
A Dingra.
Yeah, it's a Dingra. Yeah.
Where is it? This Brentford game.
Okay,
I'm in complete shock
I
for
stuffed
everyone
it.
watching.
I know. A Dingra played right all season. He's played right all season,
Yeah,
bro.
there's
He's
one
played
game.
right-
There's one game he played. There's
played-
a rating on
he's
the
played
left
left.
there.
Bro,
One game of the whole
Matoma on the
season.
left is crazy.
He's played one game, obviously, Matoma on the left. That's,
okay.
on the right. That's it.
But I'm going to reverse them. That can be Neto then.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Just swap
Let's swap
Neto.
5 and 5.
swap
5 and 5. That's
Is that
what
what you
straight
had,
over.
Neto? 5?
5, I'm pretty sure I had 5 last week. There we go. You can cop that.
Pedro Neto, cool. That's all good.
I swear he was
Man.
right.
Bro.
I wish you just
Oh,
watch. I wish you just don't
Surely
watch them
clip
properly.
that.
I wish you just don't watch them.
Our reactions on that would be. I was like kind of nervous. I was like,
If you saw my facial, I just like went dull. Like it was like someone died. Like I was on the radio.
oh shit, I forgot my timer. That's hilarious. No.
That's
Okay.
scary.
Okay. That's crazy. Anyway, so we'll
I
just
need
move
to
on.
check
We'll just
Sophie.
forget that's ever happened.
That never happened.
4.
Me 4. Neto.
Yeah, fair.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, not really
you,
much.
You
to
didn't
say.
have Neto last week? You got
No,
Neto?
no. I
Okay.
didn't know that, so.
I had Neto last
Cool.
week.
We've all said Neto.
Yeah.
4, I got Kulu. We've kind of spoken about him. I just think, I think my reasons. So the reason I have Neto below him,
Yeah, so
which I was
Neto
kind of
thing.
thinking before,
His previous.
is the fact that
Over like the 2 years, right?
like great 9 or 7 to 9 weeks, and he's back probably this week. So
Yeah,
like,
soon,
he's
surely,
back very
yeah,
soon,
yeah.
and I hopefully kicks on. But Kulu's actually found some really good form, and he's been nuts over his career. So
Yeah.
My 4 is Bowen.
Okay. Well,
Because I've got another guy above him who's a better player.
Sorry, that to me is crazy. Like you have Bowen on this list, who even though he plays so much striker now,
Yeah, but he's a right winger though. He's a right
but
winger.
Matoma is a left winger, bro.
I swear this is your season.
Matoma is as left as they come.
Solly
And
March
even-
about how many games this year?
Like one. I think
Yeah,
injured in the first
I
game.
swear every other game he's being on the right.
Bro.
Nah.
No, bro.
Matoma was on. I'm even imagining the United game at the moment. Matoma was on the left.
All game.
All game.
All game. He doesn't go anywhere near the right, bro. I don't think he goes anywhere near the right.
Even
Maybe
that
watch it
okay,
properly.
you know
remember
that
the-
solo goal he scored?
When I had Matoma
You know that solo goal he scored like a couple of weeks back? He
At
got
Brighton?
it, picked it up on the left
and
and
cut him.
cut him the whole way on the
Do you not
to
remember
goal.
me saying Matoma last week and you didn't think about it?
You had
That's
him last
That's him
week.
tripping out.
You had him last week.
Did you have him last
So
week?
I don't carry my list over. I just
Oh,
delete
do you
them.
not save them? Oh,
No,
I
no,
have
no.
mine saved.
I'm
to
ready to
look
go back
back.
to the
That's the
clip.
same.
You
I
had
have
to
to
go
go
back.
I'm gonna go look back.
No, you had Matoma.
I had
on.
Matoma at 8 last
He
week.
had him. We would have
Wait,
made the comment.
Surely we
Yeah.
can try and... yeah. Because your list would have made no sense. Surely you can try and find the clip,
find a clip and
of
compare
last
them
week
and put them
and then
together.
say it again this week. That'd be funny. That'd be hilarious.
I'm just.
You had him on the list.
I must have, right?
Just getting
There's no
information.
way.
Jamal Sells is out. Damn it, he's in my fantasy team. Okay, oh well.
Yeah, so Bowen's 4 for me. Bowen's 4 because there's
Nah,
three
look,
better.
Bowen
There's-
would be top 3 in mine or top
Yeah,
4 in mine.
yeah.
100%.
I'm gonna
I-
get done here on the.
I'm-
you
I'm
guys
striker.
obviously.
Well,
I've both you on next one.
I've had you. I've softened the blow for you, man. I've
Yeah,
stuck
no,
with
he
you.
has kind of taken
I've taken it today. I'm taking the shots today.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get it with you.
Yeah,
with-
you're going to
with
get
you
it in a
next
sec.
one.
You're going to get it in a sec.
Who's your 4?
No, for
Oh,
Bowen.
Bowen.
For
Oh, going into I got Bowen at 3.
Okay. But then
Yeah.
it sort of makes sense if you had Phil Foden at 4. But the fact you've got like Foden 9 and
Okay, well, let me just say I got Foden 3.
yeah, I got Foden 3 as well.
You
Yeah.
got Foden
Yeah.
3 as well. And I was literally going to say, I thought we were all going to have,
I can't believe you think
I thought
Foden's a Bowen. Okay, maybe I was wrong and I put Foden way too low. But the fact you both think that... Oh, actually, you didn't put Bowen...
Bro, Bowen is my striker.
Okay, the fact... But how do you
My
think that
striker.
Bowen is a worse player than Foden?
Yeah,
In the
four
last
merchant,
18
dude. Four
minutes?
merchant too.
Four merchant.
That is kind of fair enough. That's kind of fair enough.
Well, he's he's
Foden's
holding
been good. But
he's holding
Bowen's
5.
been nuts, bro.
So you reckon he was as good as he is this year last year?
I was
You carry him
considering
from that
putting
level.
Bowen
based upon this
second.
season.
That's
No,
our-
you can't. That's ridiculous. Bowen's second.
No, I didn't because
No, but Bowen
of
is
recent, because
so-
of the last year.
Bro,
But
Bowen is so important to
according
the
to
West Ham
form,
team.
you should have Bowen second.
No,
Bowen,
you're putting him more important than Salah and Saka.
Saka 100%.
Nah, Saka gets
That's
hard.
ridiculous. That is
Saka
ridiculous.
gets such
Nah,
a tough
nah,
run,
nah.
bro.
Okay, this year who's been better
I would say Saka.
So,
over Bowen this year?
Nah,
If you mean importance to their teams,
I would
numbers,
potentially-
obviously, Bowen's
I would
clear
potentially
because-
make no. Look, it's not even daylight. I'd probably put him like almost equal living. That's why I'd have Saka
impacts
above-
though. You
above
talk about
Bowen.
impacts,
But I
Saka's massive for
I
Arsenal.
agree, bro. No, I actually agree that Bowen, bro, like, is
He's
so
four.
important.
He's
for
four.
that. I know, but like, I just reckon
I'm happy to
18 months.
I'm happy to take the defeat with putting Foden as low
Bowen-
as I did.
Bowen would be
but the
3 in
fact,
mine. Bowen
I don't
would
think
be
it's
3 in
like
mine.
yeah. The fact you didn't put him.
What they're one in they're
Above
3 and
if
4.
I had,
Yeah, but I reckon there's like light and day between Foden and Bowen.
Nah, it's ridiculous.
That's what I was saying. Like,
I think
Foden's
you're
holding
giving
5 trophies
Yeah.
and he's had an impact in all of them. And
Okay,
you know,
but no, but form merchant, you can't bring up trophies.
yeah, because he's playing good for 18 months. Bowen's had a good 12 months to the midpoint of last year and to this year.
All
I don't know.
would
But
say-
I haven't seen you. in
all
one
I
of
would
these
say is I think you're
predictions.
giving Foden a very tough.
No, but
run.
Yeah.
I'm agreeing idea. I'll probably hard.
But
I gave
I've
too
got him.
much of a
I've got
hard
him
time.
1 spot. I'm not got him 8 spots apart. Whatever, how many 5 spots
6,
apart?
No, but
It's
I'm
a one
agreeing.
sort of right.
I was wrong probably.
That is mental though. Like Foden at 9 is crazy.
Foden's a bit. I think Foden's better than Bowen.
No, Foden is definitely a better player than Jared Bowen.
And over the last 18 months, you don't think he's better than
Nah.
Do I think
the last 12 months?
Over the
Do
last
I-
18 months, who's a better player?
Could Foden do what Bowen does? No way. Foden could not
Because
do
they're
what Jared Bowen
different.
does.
Jared Bowen's a
Bowen-
pacey guy.
Bro,
Phil
Foden's
Foden's
reasonably
technically.
quick.
Have you
but
seen-
like Bowen is just like nuts.
No,
But anyway,
his 18 months have been better.
I still have Foden at 3.
18, the whole like to the start of last season.
What do you reckon? Who's been better on the last?
Bowen,
Bowen by
Bowen.
far, by like 9 and
Bowen
day.
would be my 3 if I had him a right wing.
12 months.
Which
different.
I can't
And
use.
12
And-
months, I'm debating it.
Okay, but
18 months.
I got
going
a question
Foden.
here. So the fact that me and Flynn are both putting him 3, and we don't base it too much off form, but you haven't put him 3, but you base it off form.
Yeah.
That's the thing that
I've
doesn't
said the
make
whole
sense to
time
me.
18 months is my
He,
last
he
year.
clearly just rates Foden's form
Yeah,
not that
18
bad.
months, but then like Pedro Neto, what, 9 games? He's like 5th
Pedro's been great
For 9 games.
for 9 games.
for 9 games.
For you to said 18 months. So like,
I think him at 5.
I haven't fought.
Yeah, you just said one spot behind Bowen and Foden.
Foden.
And he said
in
9
different
games.
positions.
compared
Oh,
to-
I was going to put him right wing now, haven't I?
Yeah, okay.
This guy's he's just lost it with his list.
I've lost my list.
No,
So Bowen,
Look, let's not
I still reckon Foden over the last 18
let's
months
not
has been
below this.
But let's say this,
proportion.
like,
Foden and Bowen.
This no, if you go
are in
12
the
months, if you go
conversation.
from this point last
I
year,
understand. I'm not disagreeing that they're not close. I stuffed up there. I'm taking.
No, but I'm talking about my point.
not
I'm talking about
understanding
my
just
point.
how you're working the list.
No, but I'm talking about I'm telling you my point.
Right, it's just
over
like-
the last 12 months, Bowen's ahead because he wasn't that great at the start of last. Phil Foden's been consistent
My father-
from the start of last season
Over the
to
last
now.
12 months, Almiron's ahead of Neto.
Do you have make Matoma at 2? I got
Over the last 18 months, Almiron is better than Neto. If you want to talk about that statistic, and that's by
This
far.
is purple patches.
Yes,
man.
9 weeks to 18 months.
Okay.
This is purple patch stuff. Neto's been in a rubbish team. Almiron was in a top 4, top 3 team.
If you want to talk about 18 months,
Rubbish,
I could
rubbish,
name you, I
Harsh.
reckon, 6
Rubbish, Harsh.
players, nearly, I reckon that.
Okay,
above-
we're going in
I've
circles.
got 18 months above Neto.
We're going in circles here. He's had a stinker. You've had a stinker. I think my list is
perfect.
Is perfect.
It's
Yeah,
perfect.
fair enough.
It's
not gonna
different because
disagree with
Neto's
you.
come from a left wing list where it was a
But
different.
all I would say is that for the sake of Bowen right wing, I would have Bowen at 3 ahead.
Okay,
of
what
Ahead of
about Leon
Foden.
Bailey then? When did you have Leon Bailey?
He had him like 6.
6.
Yeah, Bailey 6.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
Bailey
Leon
6.
Bailey's
this is all
6.
screwed now,
Again,
yeah,
he's
so
had-
Bailey's
he's had-
6, yeah,
he's
Neto
played
5.
half of the season, and I'm not disagreeing. That's where I would put him as well, roughly around there. But I'm saying that if you're going off this last 18 months,
No, I see what he's saying. It's just saying it doesn't make a lot of sense.
sense
you
of how
having
you've done your whole
Bowen-
list this whole
No,
time.
having Bowen below
Because of
Foden.
the 18-month versus the 12-month period.
But I also
So you
think
haven't gone off 18-month to 12-month period for this whole list.
No. You
I'm-
have.
I'm lost
But it
now.
all, no, but you also We both feel like
Because
you're
you
very,
pick the Neto
No,
one, which is because
we
it's come from
think
another.
You're very much
list.
formed.
You're very much like okay,
Right
18
now,
months
here and now.
spell, but
Yeah.
it's weighted. It's like
Yeah, it's
okay,
yeah.
we look at 18 months, but it's like weighted like very high towards the
What
most
the-
recent.
Yeah.
And that's why it almost
Oh,
feels like
so you
Bowen
think so
should
the
be
Bowen
above-
Yeah,
should be
yeah.
Because not only have Bowen and Foden had like both relatively similar
18 months.
18 months.
12
But
to 18
if
months,
we're
where you can make a
rating
case
it
that Foden
to
that Bowen's
relatively,
been better, almost. You can make a case. It's the fact that like Bowen feels like he's so much clearer
Right now.
of Foden right now.
One holds. You know what? I'll just say one holds
It's
5, one holds
and
1.
it's also
that's
it's
the
all,
real, like yeah. Contributes-
One plays for West Ham, one plays for City.
Like
no, okay, it's one spot. It's not that deep.
Yeah.
You know, we all have stinkers.
No,
the
I'm just,
Neto one
I'm
maybe.
just trying
Neto
to
one makes
Like,
sense
at the
because-
same time,
because
you've
crossed
had a
over.
stinker putting Foden.
No,
And I've got
but
Matoma on a
I'm
left
agreeing,
wing and a Neto on the right.
I'm agreeing there, but all I'm saying is I've just tried this whole time going through all the different lists to understand like how you go about your list because me and Flynn here are pretty consistent with how we go about our list.
I think I've been very consistent.
You've had a few spanners in the works there, but it's all good.
Spanners in the works.
No, I think you have been consistent, but then like
Yeah,
you
a
throw
few
this one out.
spanners,
That's I know it's only one spot.
It's not that deep.
It's only one spot, but it's
Okay,
So carrying
let's
off
move on.
Foden 9. Okay.
Yeah. Let's move on because you've had a stinker at Foden 9. You've
And
had
I
a
put
stinker,
Matoma on 2 lists. I've had Matoma on 2
a
lists.
couple
So.
stinkers, and then I've got Foden at 3 because he is not only
The
is
best,
he class, actually, his all round career is very good and there's a lot of potential. He's also in pretty good form in a treble winning City team. Yeah, Foden deserves to be there. And then we'll move on to 2 and 1.
Saka 2.
Yeah,
Saka 2.
Saka 2. Yeah.
Salah 1.
It doesn't even when you get to a player like
This is the
Saka,
one point you have to take the
when
whole.
you get to a player like like Salah, it's a bit like the KDB debate. Like
Yeah,
KDB
yeah.
was just
It doesn't-
outright one. It doesn't matter about form. At the
And we
caliber
say
of
that.
player,
And we
it
say
doesn't
that.
matter.
He's on like 11 goals.
Yeah, he's ahead of Saka.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
anyway, so, yeah.
it wouldn't even really matter to
Yeah,
me. Like
no,
he
yeah.
could be injured this season. I would have still put him above Saka.
He's now top 10 Premier
Oh,
League
no.
goal scorers.
That's it. I wouldn't have, no way. If Salah had been injured the whole year, Saka would be my
That's
number one.
that's a tough one. That's KDB.
So
That's
how
why I did
come
the
you don't
KDB.
put, like,
I put
Odegaard
KDB
above-
one.
Because I think KDB is a better player than Salah, and I think
I'm not-
Saka is a
I
better
can
player
understand
than
where you
Odegaard.
say that, but that's very close.
Who's
The
your top
gap
2 players
between-
in the Premier League then? 1 and 2.
KDB and Salah.
So isn't that the same thing with
But,
Salah then?
but I think
he's the
I
best
think
in-
Saka might be 3, and I think Odegaard might be 4. I just think the
Oh
gap.
really? You reckon
Over Haaland.
over Haaland and
Just
Okay,
for the sake of
okay,
this,
okay,
right? The gap between
is tighter.
KDB and the rest is much bigger than I think Salah and Saka.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
personally. But then again,
I'd be with you.
Okay,
though. I'd
I
be
can
with you. Though.
understand
I'd be
that,
with you.
yeah.
Guys, I'm an Arsenal fan.
Yeah,
Relax.
sure, yeah.
Relax.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think KDB and Salah in a different realm. They're just like
No, I think I'm.
Didn't they
I
came
think
at a similar time. I'm really
Well,
oil.
they both left
no,
Chelsea
similar
at the
time.
same
pretty
Yeah,
time.
let's
similar
go same
time.
time.
Pretty similar time for sure.
They've just like they've cut about now for ages and just like
Yeah, they're
bossed
going
it.
to probably be. They will be like they will be the faces of this era of the Prem. 100%. KDB and Salah are going to be other undisputed. And maybe VVD's in there.
Yeah.
And then maybe like that's about it. VVD might be in there as
probably
well.
it, yeah.
But no one has touched
Kane.
Kane as well. Kane.
Kane's Kane left. So yeah,
Kane's a good call.
The Kane's definitely there.
But that is literally
Would Kane be in those top three, like in that top three realm, if he was still in the Premier League? So would you consider him in?
100%.
100%.
No debate.
But where would you put him?
Kane might have
Where
been,
would you put him?
Kane might be number one. For me, 100%. I know. That's how good Kane was.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
look, let's not go on a hot.
I really think
tangent.
Salah's number one.
I think you can make a case for all three.
They're interchangeable, but I think KDB's
KDB's
clear.
won it all.
Yeah.
Salah has won a lot of it, and has been amazing.
150 Premier League goals already though.
Impressive.
No, I know, but Kane was nuts. He haunted
He's
me.
English as well. He gets
like
English
twice
tats
a
as well.
year, every year.
Yeah.
Would always score like 2 or 3. It was
He just
insane.
bags. He just bags.
He scares me.
So well, what a list. That was.
What a list. We had Matoma, the best
We had
right winger.
Matoma as a left wing and a right
We had
winger.
Phil Foden, the 18-year-old prodigy, maybe 9th place.
That's a list to forget, but that'll be hilarious when we clip all that stuff up. Let's go through a few games quickly. Bournemouth 3, Forest 2. Just, you can take the floor for this one because Solanke's got a hat trick.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So just
That's context on last week. There's a lot of context on last
the
week.
context, just really quickly, was that I was getting slandered, about the fact that I put on like my form best 11 or like my best combined 11 in the Prem. I had Solanke instead of Haaland.
Could you put other team
Like
players?
because I put my one Alvarez bad.
Yeah.
Screw that. But I had Solanke because I wanted Solanke to get some respect.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, how can you put Erling in above Solanke, blah, blah, blah. And now Domingo scores a hat-trick.
And saves the game for them.
Yeah, saves the game. And I'm pretty sure now they're like 2 or 3 goals apart in terms of like goals this season. One plays for Bournemouth, one plays for treble-winning City. I know he's missed a few games. But regardless, Dom, masterclass, baller, Forest are bad, Steve Cooper's gone. Is that all happened last few days?
No, it was Gordon.
Was he gone?
Before last.
Was he?
before
No,
last
it was
episode.
after. No, it was after last.
No, he
episode,
wasn't.
I
I texted.
Yeah,
we texted.
yeah,
Because
literally, as we
we
finished.
said, is he going to survive? Does he has to be? He has to be.
Oh,
Steve
yeah,
Cooper.
we
said that on the
survived.
last
He has to
one,
be
yeah.
Bournemouth.
And he got sacked the next day or
Yeah,
something.
Steve Cooper's gone.
Yeah, I think it was
like, and
Oh, but no, sorry. The biggest thing was a red card. That was not a red card. Have you seen the he gets the ball.
Willy Bolly.
He gets the ball, and the referee,
That's our first.
That's
This
a
is our first sort of
stinker.
referee.
for a while.
Yeah, and there's a couple this week.
Yeah, actually, I haven't touched him. Yeah, we should touch
The
him.
referee's back in the books, mate. Because oh my god, that was
So the first one, obviously, he pulls him back.
that was a game's gone moment. Like the game's gone moment for
the
sure.
second attack, he gets the ball, and the other player steps on him.
Yeah, it's disgraceful.
It's like Adam Smith steps on him. Smith goes out holding his ankle like he's been like snapped. Bolly's feet, he's probably there. So the stud is up, but it's like on the ground.
Oh mate, it's
And
disgraceful.
referee goes yellow, red, like instantly. No thought, just straight away.
It's a referee,
That's a
making it
stinker.
about themselves situation.
Rob
Power
Jones, mate,
trip.
stinker.
It's disgraceful.
But Iriola ball continues to flurry. So I'm coming. That's a 1-1 win back for me today. So I'm negative 50 for this episode here into the
you
ball
weren't
knowledge.
picking Iriola.
I was thinking here. Fulham 0, Burnley 2. Just quickly.
Oh, sorry. Should we just quickly talk about Steve Cooper or no? Like end of an era,
It's tough. Eh?
end of a bit of took him from like 15th in the championship. Well,
That was one of the
20th.
greatest turnarounds of
Yeah, it took him like
all
20th in the
time.
championship to promotion. So
They were League One destined,
yeah,
promoted to Premier League, kept him up.
yeah.
And you look at all the
And the fans love
comment
him,
section of have you seen like they like worst day of the club's history? Like they all like a bit harsh on Nuno. He's coming into everyone hating him.
Oh
But
mate, Nuno's back.
Nuno's back. Nuno's back.
Nuno Espirito Santos. Nuno's back, bro.
Portuguese. They're going to start flowing out of
They're
everywhere.
all gonna go to to Nottingham Forest.
So they have any Portuguese players?
He'll probably have way more like investment as well than he did at Wolves.
Oh,
I
that
reckon.
Greek guy, he splashes the cash. The
he
Nottingham
Greek?
Forest
Is
owner.
he?
He owns Olympiacos and he owns
Oh, does
Forest.
he own Olympiacos?
Yeah, so he's got Moolah, mate. He's got Moolah. The thing
Yeah,
is,
World XI.
well, literally, Nuno got manager of the month for Tottenham and then just
I remember that.
disappeared.
Yeah.
He's
And
just
everyone was like comparing it to Ange, but then it was just
then Ange is better.
But it was just like it was so different.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But that was just a little touch on.
Yeah, Nuno
Steve
back,
Cooper.
Steve Cooper. But I like Steve Cooper, so he'll be in a job. I
I
think
don't
very
mind.
soon.
Yeah, he will get a job.
Yeah.
Probably
He'll probably bring some
in the-
championship team
Probably in the
back up.
championship though. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll do the same sort of thing. But yeah, unlucky for him. As I said, 2-0 Fulham. Burnley beat Fulham. Another Burnley performance. They didn't play in possession. They counter-attacked and it worked. This time, I know his name this time, Otto Bear, the young Frenchman. Otto Bear.
I know him. You know him?
Last time I called him.
Oh, yeah, I definitely know him.
Last time I called him the young Frenchman. So this time I got his name right.
Young Frenchman.
The young Frenchman. Martial 2.0. Nah, him and Sanderberg, good goals. Fulham like West Ham. They just go and like drop a world-class performance.
2 5-0s in a row, wasn't it?
Yeah, now they get beaten 2-0 in a row, I think now. Or 2-3, or something like that. They've just back it. But they were without Jimenez, so we'll cut them some slack. But yeah, Fulham just mid.
Fulham, yo-yo team.
Yo-yo team, similar to West Ham. And before we get into our...
Harsh to say West Ham when they're 6th on the ladder.
I know. But there's different degrees.
How many
of yo-yo.
points? I'm actually curious. No, but how many points between them? I'm actually curious. Anyway, keep going.
The final game before we get into something, another segment, Luton 1, Newcastle 0. Big result for Luton.
Yeah, massive.
Like, massive. I said it in the prediction video that went out just a little bit earlier. I think Newcastle look a little bit tired.
9 points.
Injuries catching up a little bit with Newcastle, I think, because a few guys, we talked about Trippier's drop-off of performances.
He was actually voted man of the match
this game.
Yeah.
That was a bit of fantasy bias, surely. It
would have been, I've heard of Trippier.
Yeah. Like he was all right. Andros again in the goals as well. Big Andros comes through again for another goal.
Is that his second? Is that his first?
Second. Barkley gets somewhat of an assist and nodding the ball on, so the ballers keep balling out for them. Luton is just they're not. We know they're not going to stay up, but they're just doing their best. Like they're 2 points from safety right now.
Of the three, who do you think? Because he's touching Burnley now.
I think Luton have the best chance.
Luton as well.
Do you?
Because they're just Brexiting the hell out of this. At home, they look so hard to beat.
See, I actually think it's more so.
None.
I see more upside. No, I definitely see more upside with Burnley because the fact that they've changed the way they're not so like
just play out from the back,
company play out from the back thing, which was never going to work for a promoted team.
No, yeah.
And we're getting results now. They're only 1 point behind Luton, 3 behind Forest.
The thing is, though, you've seen Luton nearly beat Arsenal, nearly beat Liverpool.
But we haven't seen much of this Burnley team, and they're actually getting results. Because that's 2 results in a row now, isn't it?
They won, lost, won.
One lost to Everton, sorry.
And one.
And then before that, they drew to Brighton and... Never mind.
The 5-0 came a few weeks back.
There was a couple of games there.
A point.
But do you think? What do you think? So you think Burnley?
Yeah,
you think
Luton.
I see the most upside with Burnley. I think we've seen everything Luton can give. Like, is
it not going to be consistent enough though? Like,
no. Well, I don't think it will because I think they're currently in the relegation zone, and there's not a lot more upside. Whereas Burnley, I think
there's so much upside in Burnley.
That's why
the talent is 10 times.
It's like we've seen everything Luton can do. We're halfway through the season, and they're in the relegation zone. We've seen probably a third of the season Burnley committed to playing one way.
Yeah.
Didn't work out. They were on no points.
Yeah.
And now they're starting to get some points going. They've adapted the way they're playing. I think there's more upside to Burnley is all I'm saying. Yeah, but to be honest, they all suck.
I'm about to say shame they're going to go down, but you'd want Luton to start just because it's a cool story. All right, the next segment, we did combine Premier League 11, which is basically a top half 11 last week.
Basically.
So this week we're going to do...
I tried to give credit, but basically.
Combined bottom half 11. So as such, you'll have one double up. But outside of that, it'll be one from each club. So it has to make it testing our ball knowledge because, why not? We all had a great day today. So, actually, Flynn's had a great day. Had a few questionable ones. So, we need to make a comeback here. Just go through your whole team. And
I'll start it off. So, Trafford in goal.
Yep.
Milichenko as left back.
What's his name? Was that you taking the piss or are you being serious?
How do I pronounce it exactly?
Kalenko.
Anderson and Mengi as centre backs.
Yeah, okay.
Joachim and
Joachim's going to be a concept.
Is it Boyle at right back?
Bro, is it? This guy.
And then I got Paulinho, Norgard, Decore, and then Neto, Solanke, and Alanga.
Okay. Yeah, okay. He said it back to front.
2 Forest players.
Who's the other one?
Who was the other centre back?
Mengi.
Oh, no, never mind.
I'll make sure Neto was a right winger in this list just as well. We'll make that clear as well.
Okay. Good thing Matoma is in
bottom half. Matoma's in a bottom half player because then we would be double up then.
Okay, sorry. So, reasonably similar. I got Fodderingham. I don't know about this. I got Nelson Semedo. at right back.
I don't mind it.
But that is such FIFA tax. Like FIFA.
Oh, you've got
That's
double up
like
with the Neto.
Yeah.
that's like such FIFA tax, bro. Like
Yeah,
Semedo, like
He's made a right on the weekend.
been
He played good.
okay.
He played good on the weekend.
yeah,
was
but
good
he's
at
just
Chelsea.
like it's a bit tax.
Just pays merchant.
Ben Mee and Joachim Anderson.
Surprised, yeah.
Charlie Taylor, left
I
back.
don't mind it, yeah.
Palinia, Ross Barkley, and Decore, which is a decent midfield.
It's a very strong midfield.
And then Neto, Solanke, Alanga.
Okay, yeah. So our teams are very
that's
similar.
fair. Yeah,
Ball-
very similar. Everyone's got similar.
Oh yeah, the front three is going to be almost identical. Everyone's going to have Decore. Yeah, say yours.
Ball-
Everyone's going to have Paulinho.
Well, no, this is the reason I didn't double up Everton because I want to try something different. So I went Pickford, Tyke Mitchell, me, Anderson.
Okay, Pickford. Sorry,
Bogle.
Pickford.
I think it's probably the best of
I
them.
wanted to put Mitchell in, but yeah.
Yeah, so I was going to put the Korean, but I feel like you were both going to put. That's the reason before you go crazy. That's why I put it in. Pickford, yeah. So Pickford, Tyke Mitchell, me, Anderson, Bogle, Paulinho, Zanderberger, Ross Barkley, and then Alanga, Slunky, Neto. That's my front three.
That was so fast.
So midfield was
Just do the midfield again.
Paulinho, Zanderberger, Ross Barkley, and then the front three, Alanga, Neto, and Slunky. I tried
So
to
it's
get
pretty similar.
Same front three. We both had Ben Mee. We all had Palinia. We
You
all
had
we all
Anderson.
had. You didn't have Ross. You didn't have Ross the boss.
the boss. He had no Decore though, which I would have normally put in, but I just thought
Which I put him in. No, I didn't put him in last week. I was going to put him in last week. That's right. I put Mikalenko in.
Well, wait, what's his name? Michelenko. Michelenki.
I said Milan.
Milichenko. Favorite player.
More a play. What a play.
Milichenko, the Italian stalwart.
How have you got Italian out of that?
Milichenko.
That's
You put an
that would
accent
not
on
be
it, it
Italian
becomes
name, I know.
Italian.
You can put anything in accent on.
Milichenko. Well, I'm just trying to think. It's not very Ukrainian. Milichenko. Maybe it is. I don't know.
I don't know.
Eastern
Maybe
European.
like Masso or something.
Macedonia.
Oh, yeah, Matt, it does look good, eh? Anyway, moving on.
Next game, Tottenham Everton 2-1.
Oh, sorry, just on that. Where does that team finish?
What is this? So what are we agreeing with? We're agreeing
Let's
with,
just rate it. Where does it finish Premier League level?
it's going to be like an 8, 9?
Yeah, it's got to be top half. If it's a combined bottom half
you
team,
think it'd be a
Well, that front three is quite good.
so form based.
Midfield's quite good. I'd be concerned with the defence. Or my defence.
nah,
I think my defence
May's
locks in.
decent. Anderson's decent.
So who have you got your left back?
Charlie Taylor.
I think I back my defence in with Pickford, Tyke Mitchell,
Mitchell's
me,
better.
Anderson, and Bogle. I think that's probably the strongest.
Yeah, I'm going to go like
Pickford's-
8.
Yeah.
I think you can get an 8. You could have a bit of conference like footy.
Yeah, Fotheringham's so bad. Like, I didn't want to put him in, but I just had to.
You had to.
Yeah, I went with the Trafford ball.
Yeah, so
Yeah, Trafford's a
put
ball
about-
bucket, but-
Yeah, I reckon they're around that mark, 7th or 8th. Yeah,
Yeah, we can. Yeah, bit of dice tactics.
Probably, probably above United.
Sneaking above.
But saying that, Everton are like,
literally like this.
what would they be?
Everton right now.
10 points, they on correct? So 28,
28.
maybe with United.
They'd be same
That's
conversation
just-
as
that's
you
just
did.
embarrassing,
Yeah, that's insane. But they've
That'd
also
literally be 7th, 8th. Could have a better goal difference as well.
Yeah, okay.
Next game was Tottenham and Everton. 2-1 for Tottenham. This game was run in the first 15 minutes, basically. They scored 2 good goals. But I think Everton were actually bloody good in this game.
Yeah.
I was talking about Harrison.
goal
a bit
disallowed
earlier.
early.
Yeah.
Or like midway.
Yeah. Richardson's scoring again for Tottenham. But I think the whole talking point is Everton's just like, there's actually serious business now. Like
Yeah.
they had more shots on target, I'm pretty sure, than Tottenham
Dutch
this
ball
game.
works.
Yeah, it actually does.
The Richarlison thing is so annoying. I was loving Sun down the middle.
Just
It was
not
really,
going
good
to
for
happen
it was
anymore.
really good for my top goal scorer bet without Haaland.
Yeah.
You know, I got 20 on that. It was paying like $20 or $10. It's just so annoying, bro.
We're scoring goals still.
No, he
luckily,
is, but like,
but not going to have the same.
that goal he scored is like such a balls bouncing around in the
just
box.
land at his feet.
Whereas he will look so deadly through the middle, and now bloody Richarlison.
He's saved for the rest of the season now just because he's had a good 3 or 4 weeks. But then we
So it's
talked
annoying.
about him earlier. Andre Gomez comes back for.
Yeah, that was such.
He adds so
I love
much
seeing
more
Andre
quality.
Gomez play. He's
Yeah.
he's such an insane player to watch.
Well, he was worth like millions like
I still
3
remember
years ago.
when he did his knee back in the day.
was
That was
bad.
scary.
Yeah, that was bad.
Who did that? What was the tackle?
Son, it was Son.
Yeah, Son.
It was Son.
It was Heung Min, bro.
It was Heung Min.
He got sent off. He did the whole cover the
Oh my god, he did the whole. He did
Yeah, he did the whole like this. He did the whole like
Oh my god, that's right. What a return, Andre against Captain Heung Min.
against Sun Min. But Gomez is so good. Like
Gomez is a
3
baller, man.
years ago, he was worth like 50, 60
Well, the
mil.
guy
Like,
was starting for Barca.
it was ridiculous.
He's just like a timeless gem.
Yeah, he doesn't need pace. He doesn't
Like,
he just,
as in, He's just
He's
good.
yeah.
He's been injured so much, but come back good every time.
Every time he comes back, he's
Like,
incredible.
he was so good in the weekend.
He adds so much more quality to their side.
100%.
Like, so much.
100%. Who did he get? Who did he leave out?
Was it Onana that left out? Or was it... can't remember seeing Onana.
I think Onana played.
Let me double check.
That's a crazy midfielder. Onana, if they did Onana, Gomez, Decore.
And,
Onana played.
And it just...
Onana,
and
Gay... Oh, no, he came off the bench.
Yeah, Gay as well.
Because
bro.
24th
The fact
minute.
that Gay was like so good, then
Then
disappeared.
went to
PSG.
PSG.
Like literally off the planet.
That was
And
a
then
weird-
back.
Gay got taken off the 20th minute, whatever, and then
That's right.
So
that's,
Gay
that's why
injured
they
then?
stayed up.
That's fine.
I can't remember. It was late. I
Okay.
can't remember what the hell happened.
Crazy.
But yeah, that midfield's gonna be pretty nuts now.
Nah, that is actually like a good midfield.
Very good.
Everton are pushing. Everton are coming
Yep.
for the top half, which is ridiculous.
Is this? It's funny. Is this like more of a reflection on how much they were underperforming in
Absolutely,
like
I
last
reckon
year?
so, I reckon
Or
so.
do you reckon it's a bit of both? That Dyche is obviously like getting them to excel, and the fact that they were bad, like so
I think it's
underwhelmingly
fitness.
bad.
It's not like Dyche doing
Well, obviously,
anything
if
crazy.
is that like does that mean they were just
I think it's
worse
70-30.
Were they-
So I think it's 70% they were underperforming and then about 30% they
Perfect,
Dyche.
exceeding.
I don't think it's 50-50.
So where do Everton like on a power rankings, right? Right.
I had him 10th.
Like yeah, 10th.
But I reckon that could be where they're at. Like,
10 sounds fair.
because right now,
Like,
obviously,
what do you think on quality of team?
Yeah, that's what we're
So
saying.
you're saying they...
So
No,
as in if they're 30% over exceeding and they should be on 28 points, they're probably like a 10th place team.
I think they're 10th.
Like marginally lower than 28.
nah, I'd say 10 to 12 around
Yeah.
there. 10 to 12, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're
Yeah,
saying.
But I would
basically-
say 12 is fair as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I think there's a big difference though between 10 and 12.
I don't think it's a
So
difference.
you're talking Crystal Palace versus like a Fulham, is what you said.
Bro, 10th is where it starts.
Yeah, okay.
Like, we know it's Brighton 9th and then everyone else is 10th.
Everyone's just the rest. Yeah, but
Everyone else is
Brighton
top
holds
half.
up the top half, and then everyone else
It's
is
16, it's 17 to 10th, and then
And
it's
then-
9th onwards.
Yeah. But yeah, no, they could. No, it's not possible. They can't really get like above 9th. They'd be like almost everyone have to blow up ahead of them.
What are they on?
I don't think
On
they're. I think they're
18?
like 6 points off Brighton.
So that's the 9th. So could
Oh,
they get
nah,
above?
Brighton's only
'Cause
one
Brighton-
behind United, so that means they're way more. They're 9. They're 9 points then.
So Everton took 16. Yeah, they're a long way off. So they're 12 points off 8th. Yeah, they're not.
I
12
mean,
points. It's 4
12
wins.
points, but on the track they're going,
Yeah.
they
You never know. That
Get
could
some
be a
serious
few as
lawyers.
well.
Get some
track
bloody
they're
good
going,
lawyers.
They would only end 12 points behind you because they would be on equal
Same.
points, right?
Yeah, yeah.
12 points at the end of the season, and if you finish, let's say, I don't know, 7th, that's like 10th place.
Yeah. So
they
they-
could-
they
9th and 10th. You hit it on the
Yeah,
head. You hit
yeah.
nail on
It's
the head.
it's probably around that as well. But yeah, very impressive. Considering they lost, they're probably the best team for like 70 minutes. So fair play to Everton. Next one was a big game. We told you to touch a lot on it. We'll just wrap it up here. 1-1.
Yep.
Liverpool, Arsenal. I guess just from an Arsenal point of view, we touched a little bit earlier, but take us through your thoughts and how you sit now that it's all wrapped
I don't
up.
want this to sound hypocritical because last week I almost was having a go at you guys for finishing 1-1, because I don't want to make. Last week I tried to stress that it wasn't a bad result; it was a very good result, and I still stand by that. I think regardless, going to Anfield and getting a point,
Yep.
no matter who you are, whether it's Prime City or Luton, I think going to Anfield and getting a point is a very, very, very good result, right? The manner in which we played, I thought we took it to them.
Yep.
So I think we went there to win, right? Which
100%,
was my sort of criticism last week.
Forward, yeah.
Yeah, went there to win and we didn't get battered. That is a massive step forward on previous years.
Yep.
We were also better than the 2-2 last year. The 2-2 we fumbled, we crumbled and fumbled the bag. This year, look, don't get me wrong, I think you come out a bigger case that Liverpool should have won.
Yeah.
But that's just because it was more clear
If the
cut.
scales are like,
Yeah.
you can sort of lean
It's just-
one way,
yeah.
right?
I just think that's because it was more clear cut.
Yeah.
Like it was the
like a
Odegaard
one-
pen, which
yeah.
that was if that happened to us, I would have been. I think
The reactions we had, I was watching it back, that was so tame. I didn't realize how tame
because
we were.
what am I gonna say?
Well, none of us,
oh,
none of the three of us.
I don't want to snitch. The ref might change it. Because
Because we were all like, oh.
well, I didn't.
You're
know.
the first one to pick it
I
up.
think it was all. Yeah, I think it was all like the confusion whether it was in our box or your box. Because I thought it was in our box, but then I saw Salah, and I was like,
Is it
oh, sorry, I thought it was in not your box, Liverpool's
Liverpool
box.
box? Yeah.
Because
Well, I
I
did as
thought
well.
they couldn't check for a pen. I was like, oh, thank God that's in your box. Otherwise, there'd be a pen to get,
Yeah.
against us. And I thought it was dead set pen
Doesn't
straight
it-
away.
That's not going to show how confusing the handball rules are. That I wasn't even
When
sure 'cause the hands are
Sir
down his.
was saying, when you guys were saying you weren't convinced or you weren't 100%
Yeah.
sure, I was like so baffled.
Yeah.
Because But that is 100% so telling
Yeah.
of where we are at nowadays with VAR and where we're at with the handball rule.
Yeah.
Because that to me, clear as they come.
you were the first one to go. We were all
that felt so deliberate.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I couldn't believe that was just played on. You know,
No, they didn't even look at it. I don't think they looked back at it, did they?
well, that's what spins me out. I don't know how. Maybe everyone just couldn't believe it.
Yeah, the
It
refs
was
a
just
lot.
that
Refs
deceiving.
like, play on.
Because I thought it was 100% a pen, and,
Yeah.
and we got away with on there. And unfortunately, I mean, look, thankfully as an Arsenal fan, it feels like that was one that went our way. Because I swear to God, they always feel like they go against you. But like that one, especially that one
Yeah,
felt.
it's always a biased point of view.
No,
yeah. Like,
100%.
I feel the same as a United fan. I feel you feel the same.
100%. But like that, City fans couldn't feel the same because it always goes for them.
Shout out to the Wolves fans who struggle with
yeah.
that.
If they actually exist.
Lex apparently is one. But no, regardless, the pen. Oh, I don't know. That's weird. That's a weird one. But overall, my takeaway from the game, one of them, you have to shake hands, take a point,
Yeah, I say.
move on.
Both teams going to argue. I don't think either side, even if you're like a die-hard, one-eyed fan, you can't argue that wasn't a deserved 1-1. I feel like it was like...
Yeah, definitely.
There was moments...
Despite them having more clear-cut chances, like the Trent miss.
Yeah.
I think we had 70 minutes more, or maybe 65 minutes of being on top, being the better team. I would say for 30 minutes in the first half, we were better. And then I would say for 35 minutes in the second half, we were better.
And those times were really scrappy. I think that's the thing. Like, if I had to really dive into it really deeply, I could each side probably had 15, 20 minutes of domination, and the rest was just like two great teams. It's scrappy. There's mistakes here and there because there's so much pressure. I felt like one of those games that we're talking about, like slipping over and Zinchenko make mistakes.
I was about to say
all this sort of stuff. Like even Declan Rice not shining. It was because it just felt like so much perceived pressure. Like every time you got a touch, it was like who's behind you, because there was like presses and there was little fake drop-ins, and it was just one of those games. It was like
so funny, man. Like Zinchenko's game is so interesting.
Strange.
So firstly, I take a lot from that in the sense that if Timber starts that game, or Tomiyasu, someone more defensively minded who can play a one-on-one, who can lock down Salah.
Pace.
That's what you need with Salah. You
Timber.
need to lock him down. You just need to get him out of the game. He doesn't do anything else besides have output, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. It's just one of those where you almost take it as a positive. I can guarantee you, we play the Emirates and Tommy's available, he starts. Guarantee it.
When's Timber back? Surely he's close.
He's going to be back soon, apparently. But it's just so funny, Zinchenko's game. Because, on the ball, for the most part,
good.
So clean.
Yeah.
Like, for the most part, these weird, these flicks in his own half, which are scaring me because how scary he was for everything else. But then he trips over Martin.
And
where they're a 5-on-1, he just snaps the captain. It was the weirdest thing ever. And I'm just watching in display thinking, I didn't even know Declan Rice was
Yeah,
there
the
'cause he
screen
was
didn't show it.
so far
The screen
back.
didn't show it. It was so
I was
scary.
like, what is this? But then the ball's rolling out and he's pinging them and they're getting blocked before, testing Alisson.
Oh, he had some great shots as well.
He was absolutely creamed one of them. It was such a bizarre game because he was so bad defensively. Salah had him on skates, man.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he
going forward, it was big, I think.
he played his role, not enough, but he played his role okay. And it was weird. He has these really weird clean patches on the ball where he does his flicks and stuff. I don't know. It was a really bizarre game.
His one-time pass and little giving goes is incredible.
Such a bizarre game from Zinchenko.
But the whole game was bizarre because even Simicast knocking over Klopp and breaking his shoulder as well.
Simicast collarbone done.
We were laughing at him, telling him to get up.
Yeah, I was like, oh, what Klopp's knees made of?
Yeah.
What Klopp's shins made of?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden Simicast is out now.
Joe Gomez was pushing forward, having cracks.
Yeah,
and
it's
he's got
Joe
his
Gomez
first
on the
goal.
edge.
Man, it was a bizarre game. It was entertaining. It was like Barclays thing.
Yeah, it was prime Barclays football. It was skinhead Rooney's type days,
Yeah, it's a good game.
It was a good game to watch.
1-1, fair enough.
That's the best way to put it. 1-1, fair enough.
Yeah.
We moved to the last game. Wolves 2, Chelsea 1. Chelsea stinking up the gaff a little bit again. The biggest thing, I said a little bit earlier, is that
Chelsea's so bad.
They've got no confidence. Nick Jackson had a chance just to shoot with the left foot and decided to faint, and then by the time someone cleans him through, Sterling had 2 to pass to.
Did you say 2-1 or 2-0?
2-1.
2-1.
And then Nkunku scored the last header.
Yeah.
Sterling had a 3-on-1, decided not to pass. Shock, doesn't pass square again.
Is that one shock, but 2, is that a sort of... Does that give you a bit of insight into the confidence he feels in his teammates?
I was about to say, because I think Nick Jackson was the one across to him. Cole Palmer was there as well, but I think he saw Jackson first, and I was thinking that maybe that's the only reason.
If that's Haaland and
or square that,
whoever's on the left at City,
just drop it off.
Yeah, man, I don't know. Or sorry, on the right, but
Poch has to go.
You're done with it.
I think they're waiting for nothing.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, I'm being dead serious.
You've thought about it for a long time. You've been quiet. You've
I
thought about
wasn't
it.
sure if you were smirking, waiting for a laugh. 'Cause I was
Yeah,
like, oh.
Nah, I think I've been like kind of building up to this the last couple of weeks.
Bro, 18 weeks in. I know that's a reasonably long time, but as in from
Do
how
I think he's going to go? No, but like I think he's got to go.
But what
He's
else
on
can they
21
possibly do?
They're averaging 1 point like
Oh, don't get me wrong.
Points a
Oh,
game.
they stink. We
Yeah,
get
don't get
they
me
all
wrong,
stink.
they're so bad.
But
Like,
what can
I
you-
couldn't
what
believe
could
how
you
bad
do?
they are on the
Yeah,
ladder.
but you say how bad they are, but like you just look at a change of scenery, a change of manager.
Yeah,
like,
maybe.
Like
I don't think so.
an Ange, like it just changes up the mood, changes up everything. I don't know. I don't know.
So okay, you say that about Chelsea, but you don't say that about United.
I think they're in a lot worse position. I'm not saying that we
I
shouldn't.
disagree. I think Chelsea as a blank canvas is
We're
so much
still
better
near.
to
We're
work
still
with.
at like 1.7 points a game. That is a lot better than 1.1.
No, I disregard the points.
Oh, you and this crap that they're as a blank canvas and Ten Hag. I don't care. Do you know what I care about? 3 points. That is it. I don't give a crap about anything apart from 3 points.
And that's why
it goes back to that upturn thing.
That's why if you were the United boss, you would never achieve nothing. You would never achieve anything.
You've got to
Because-
have an ideology. I don't disagree with that. But I'm saying,
If
I
all you
don't-
care about is 3 points, then
David Moyes
then-
should have been
then
sacked.
that-
ideology
then-
leads to 3 points.
then
But
you
3
should be
points
sacked.
is the main
Then
thing.
Ten Hag should have been sacked after this weekend. I'm sorry, because you just played horribly, so boring, and you lost 2-0. Like, if all you care about is 3 points, then sign the contract termination. He should be gone because you didn't get 3 points and you played disgracefully. Whereas at least with Chelsea, it's like, okay, one, you got players there with a lot of untapped potential. You've bottomed out so much. I think you bottomed out. I think there's a bit of positivity there. It's also the fact that they've taken it to City and they've taken it to us, the better team
They'll play the
against
better team
us.
against Arsenal, yeah.
100%, 70 minutes of better team. And they battered Spurs 4-1. It's like,
With 2 red cards.
I don't care. They still won 4-1. You know, players still got sent off twice against Chelsea. It's the fact that, like, you know, okay, they're not doing it against, maybe it's a, like, you know, sort of performance, like mindset level. Maybe it's a confidence, it's definitely a confidence thing.
Confidence is massive.
But, like, you know, I just don't, I think.
Disregard United here.
Yeah, I'm trying to
disregard United, whether he should be sacked or not.
I just think
it's hypocrisy from
it's
you,
the
personally.
most impossible job I think though at Chelsea right now. There's so many like that.
I think Poch gets us to work.
I don't know how to say the kid's name, but that Ugachuk, like the Ukachukwu or something like that for
That
the
felt
midfield.
racist.
Yeah, it did feel really racist. That felt bad. He got injured again. That's clip word. That's clip word. That's clip word.
I don't know how to say Ogachuk.
Is it like, I don't know, which one are you talking about?
No, I know who
Not
you're
Chukwemeka,
talking
not the other
No,
guy.
Ugu Chukwueze or something like that. Ugu
Some-
Chukwueze,
Ugu-
yeah.
Ugu-
I know who you're
yeah.
talking about. It's just funny.
It's
Like,
the- I don't know,
Oh,
same
the
as-
Nigerian bloke from like,
He played and got injured again.
He's English, brother.
He played and got injured again.
I'm thinking,
Because Chukwemeka is another English one, but this is a
I
different player.
didn't even know it was that Chelsea. I was thinking of the bloke from Villarreal. I don't know.
No, not the winger. The centre mid, bro. The centre mid. How do you spell it out? Spell it out for
Bro,
us
I'm
here.
getting up. Firstly,
He got injured again.
Firstly,
And
No,
he-
I
I said he's
understand
English,
with
so
all
I
the
hope
injuries,
he's
and I
English.
understand they got a young
English.
squad,
Be
and
English.
I understand this. But you're Chelsea. There is no time and period where you can get
It's French,
average
damn it.
1.1, and you're going to say that's hypocrisy with Ten Hag.
No,
But-
I'm taking it out of it. I just think
Leslie Ugo Chukwu.
it's Ugachukwu.
Leslie Ugo Chukwu.
There we go.
go with that.
Leslie. That
No,
got
but-
Les.
Whether you think it's hypocrisy or not, there is. I would never let Ten Hag and go Ten Hag in, Ten Hag whatever. Get to a point whether it was first season or now where he's averaging 1.1 points a game, and you're going to say 1.7, they're not getting 3 points. But
They had the same team each week. Each week there's a different player playing.
You know you're
it's
only
like-
6 points above Chelsea?
what's your point?
They got a new manager and they have to adapt and all these new players.
What do you mean? What's my point? 6 points.
I'd say our starting 11 is worse than Chelsea's.
Yes, but
But one's been there 18
Yeah,
months.
and one hasn't.
And, you know, you were supposed to, like...
One's got 9 defenders injured.
You've had
though.
the same... Bro, you've had the same... Yeah, and they had their captain... Their captain has been injured the last 18 months. Thiago Silva's 38. Oh, Johnny Evans is 50 years old. Thiago Silva's 38.
We're lucky to have Johnny Evans. Because if we didn't have Johnny Evans, we'd have 2 academy players there.
We're lucky.
to have Johnny
Oh, thank me Ten Hag for signing
Whatever, what's his
Johnny
name?
Evans.
Fish.
Oh, big ups to Fish. Is
Yeah.
that Fish?
is that, yeah, Will Fish, I think his name is.
Yeah.
He's just-
Ethan Regan,
Who
mate.
genuinely is terrible.
Fish.
But Chelsea have had players that are like, and Nkunku's like was their big signing.
You
and,
can't talk about players being out.
Yeah.
Like Chelsea haven't had anyone available for so long.
Oh, but it's all right. Chelsea go through 18 months of what 12th on the ladder.
No, but
9
if you're a
points.
manager for 6 months, it's not
Pretty
even,
sure 6 points less than United. You're acting like it's 20. Bro, 6 points. Like,
and he's just come in. He's
Like,
just, it's his new
If
job.
United lose another 1 or 2 in a row, though, I'm gonna go 10
what?
out.
All it takes is 1 or 2 more games. Oh my God. Bro, you've just said, oh, no. If we're averaging 1.1, 1.2. Bro, you've just said all it takes after being this stalwart Ten Hag, give him time. I wouldn't sack him.
I wouldn't have sacked him at that point. You would say sack him at that
All
point.
you have said
The thing is, we've got Aston Villa, so if we lose to Aston Villa tonight,
I think
one or
2.
two
I
more
think
games.
2. 1 isn't a stretch.
So they
2.
lose to Villa.
and then lose to, wait, let's have a
Bro,
look.
it takes 2 more games. Don't look at big picture. 2 more games, and that's it. Ten Hag
And
is-
Forest away with new manager bound, so we could
Bro,
easily
I
lose those
can't.
2
No,
games.
you're pathetic. Sorry.
Why am I pathetic though?
Bro, this whole bigger picture, keep him, don't sack him after reactionary, this and that. 2 more games. If he loses 2 games, 1 against Villa, who were third,
And then Forest a new manager
Bro.
away as well.
2 more games.
Yeah, but if we have what? Are we on 28 points at the moment? 28 after 20 games.
But
it's
now,
a big
28
difference.
after 18 is a massive difference.
It is,
28
because if you start to go
Oh
33,
my God.
31.
You are the most united. Oh my God. You've sat here the last 18 weeks and been Ten Hag's poster boy about how I'm losing my brain. You need to
No,
give
I
him
think
time.
you are losing your
We've
brain.
tried this sacking thing every year.
I think you are losing your
we
brain.
do this every year. I hear you. I'm hearing you, brother. Don't repeat it again. This whole sacking thing, we've tried it to persist. But if he loses 2 more games,
You know what?
2 more games.
I'm
Oh
wrong
my
there.
God.
I don't agree with myself there. I don't think if 2 more games,
This
2
guy,
more
bro.
games, I don't disagree. I wouldn't sack him after 2 more games.
The thing is, we could easily be 20 games, 28 points.
This
It's
is
so easy to happen.
hilarious, bro.
No, you're
And then,
right.
and then you got Spurs at home. We could be 21, 28.
Oh my God, even if you lose to Forest and beat Villa, but then lose that next game,
And Spurs.
like,
And then we got Wolves away. We
Bro.
could easily be 22
No,
games,
this
28
brother,
points.
this brother.
You're right, but what? Okay, so what do you perceive? So you're telling me if Poch finishes the end of the season on
if he finishes 10th,
on
maybe it's
45
time to-
points,
Yeah, double what he's on now, probably 10th, yeah.
yeah.
If you finish at top half, it's
Okay, let's say
Well,
45 to 50
no.
points. You reckon he keeps the job?
Okay, personally, do I think he does? I think it's flip of a coin. And
Do
would
you
I
think he should?
And do I think
I
he
would.
should?
I would 100%.
If I've seen if they keep going on the same track, I've seen no progression, and they keep Nkunku now, and okay, the only player they have out is Reece James.
That's a problem then.
only
That's a
player
problem
of
then.
noticeability is Reece James. Notability rather is Reece James. Then I'm probably going to look at it and be like, yeah, okay, that's probably time to pull the pin. We've given him a good crack. He's not the guy. We'll try someone else.
It's terrible.
The
I think
thing
anything
is, though,
under
the thing is-
65
no,
points
the
as a
thing-
manager is terrible.
The thing is, though, they could go win a cup.
You're
in
not
the
on
next
track for 65 points. What are you talking about?
And if Ten Hag doesn't get 65
You're on
points
track.
by the end of the
You're on
season,
track for 56.
he's got to get the sack.
You're on track for 9 points less than that.
If Ten
No,
Hag
but
doesn't
you're
finish top
asking,
6, he's going to get the
but
sack.
you're
It's
asking if
obvious.
we
Obvious.
would. If you're asking if we would, we're not the board at Manchester.
No, but I probably would.
If
would sack him.
if you could get
If he finishes on 45 and finishes 10th place, and I see 0 progression from here, but I see progression more than in 3 points like he does.
Yeah.
I see progression on the field. I see progression in taking it to Arsenal and should have won the game.
That's what I'm saying. Well, I think I've already seen. That's gonna sound bad, but I think I've seen enough in those games there.
Yeah,
Plus
I'd
the
probably
fact they
just-
could go and win a cup in the next 2 weeks as well.
Oh, well, okay. Well, a cup changes it. Like,
Yeah,
a cup buys
they've
it.
Yeah,
got
that's changing it
They've
as
got
well.
Fulham like,
To win the trophy.
and who's the other? There's like a
They're
championship team.
Liverpool.
Oh, Liverpool's the other side. Shit. That's true. Okay. That's changed.
Everyone ready
Yeah.
for a 0-0 Liverpool
And then
Chelsea,
penalties again.
Yeah.
But he takes into a cup final and gets 10th, and he's done what he's done against City, Tottenham, and Arsenal.
Nah, it's still...
Yeah, not enough for you.
Honestly,
For you. I'm not asking. Don't put your manager hat on, but board hat on.
No, it's not enough for me.
65
And,
points.
I'm going to be consistent here. I think if Ten Hag
Get
doesn't finish the
64.
season...
You get 64?
I think, no,
Go on.
don't worry about that. If Ten Hag doesn't finish the season in 6, any lower than 6,
Oh, I
including
love
7,
it. I love
he gets a
this
sack.
You're so... It's
This
so
video's
good.
got so many clips now.
So,
We're
bro,
gonna
this
clip
is
this
so
shit up.
absolute.
See,
If
you-
he doesn't finish the season in 6th, gone.
Well, you guys, I'm more concerned about positions than, like, oh my God, they finished 10th, but they're...
But this goes back to the upside thing where a few bit for like 10 weeks ago.
I think I should be like a
we sat
managerial
here-
scout.
We
'Cause
sat
everything
here
I
and
say-
talked about upside. Me and
Not
him were
really.
like, Chelsea's upside's bigger than United's upside, and I still believe that
Okay,
Chelsea's upside.
And Chelsea are in a worse...
I think that both of their upsides are terrible, if I'm going to be honest.
How can
No,
you
but
say
Chelsea are
that?
missing so many different people.
How can you say that? All you talk about is that we have so many injuries right now, Varane, Lissandro.
Well,
You must have upside because you're so bad. If you have no upside, both your upsides are so bad, and yet you're so bad now,
we might finish fifth,
why
maybe
would you?
fourth. Maybe that's not a massive upside.
Okay, well, fourth for you would be a bloody miracle, but
But I think you guys are okay. And you're not going to a little dig there with your managerial, but you guys both went off at Moyes and at Sean Dyche, and I've been big backers of them. You're like, they don't work in the Premier League anymore. They don't work. All these managers are dead. The old Brexit football doesn't work.
Literally,
and that was sad.
Literally, this probably will be one of these clips. I was saying,
Yeah, you said it today.
Yeah, I said me and
Took
you.
me a long time.
Me and you. Me and you. You know, me and you means me too. No, I agree. I don't buy it. I think Mourinho, if he gets points, works. But I think that's still a
If I
philosophy.
was Chelsea, I'd sack Poch and bring Mourinho back.
Mourinho back in, and we'll get to 55 points instead of 45. And
tell you
we'll
what.
sack him in 18 months.
But
and we'll be in the same spot.
I'll tell you what, none of the players that were there are going to work in a Mourinho. None of them work.
And Enzo will be worth 50 million.
I don't know
Raheem
if
will
that's
retire.
necessarily
Kunku would be gone. Jackson would be gone.
If
Sterling
you
would
were
be
the
gone.
owner of a football club,
Lukaku's back.
if you were the owner of a club, you'd be like the Blackburn owner. You take them from the Prem and the Champions League to like whatever they're in now.
How?
Right, because you're so.
I'm so reactionary.
If we should I could do like a graph showing how your managerialism would have worked. Yeah, doesn't matter.
I just think you. Okay, I understand your
We're going in circles.
ideology.
We're going in circles. Can we move
Your
on?
ideology works at a Brighton, where they for them to sustain success.
Brian, what was their score? Let's see that game. Let's see that
No,
game.
but for them to sustain success, they're not going to just go. It's not about the points because they might get success in 3 years' time. But as a big team like Chelsea and United, it's about now. I don't care about next year.
It's about now. What do you mean? Oh my god! I'm going to actually go back by myself now.
I just think Ten Hag. I think Ten Hag will be fine for now.
Listen to hours of yipper yapper, and you just going on about. Oh, it is about next year. Oh, it depends where we are.
No.
I asked you this question last week, man. I asked you, what's the 1 year goal? What's the 5 year goal? Remember that? I asked you
what
that
happened at
question.
Anfield last
and
year.
And you were like,
I was like, if you did in the same position next year, he gets the sack at this time.
yeah, in a year, bro.
But you didn't. You gave me the year. That's all I said. In the same position, he's going to get the sack. You didn't give me.
I think Poch has more excuses.
We move on.
Yeah.
Please move on.
Fair play. Wolves won 2-1. Get up, Gary
Wolves
O'Neill.
won
Gary O'Neill.
2-1. Who'd they verse again?
Chelsea.
Yeah. We haven't even spoken about Wolves the whole time, so I was thinking, who the hell we, yeah.
Who do they play? Yeah, fair play. They got another win. Lamine got a good goal.
And Gaza, what a manager.
Gary O'Neill, he gave them the big ones as well. That full time respect that.
I forgot about that.
What an episode. Winners and losers.
So that's done.
Winners and
Yeah,
losers
yeah.
finish us off. Actually, do you want to do FPL? Because we didn't do FPL last week. How'd you go this week?
Well, I've had my lockout. Jesus Christ. Okay.
have
FPL.
you done
No,
this?
I don't want to speak FPL. Put the phone down. I'm ranked 3.5 mil in the world. I don't care anymore.
I had a good week. I'm
disgraceful.
back to 2.6. So
What'd
Okay.
you get? What'd you get?
I got 40. How do you check last week?
That's fair.
Now?
Hey, man.
Points.
My team is in
48 points.
My team is in a disgraceful situation. Disrepair. Or what's the word? Disrepute.
I bought the Slanky and stuff.
I have Sterling suspended. I have Reece James on the bench. He's injured. I had to trade Robert Sanchez last week because he was injured. And finally, Chelsea. I traded Robert Sanchez in my wild card. Right,
Yeah.
keepers never get injured. Right.
Yeah.
Traded in my wild card. Went through this 15 game or 5 game or 10 game rather, buddy. Horrendous fixturing. All for this period.
Come out
here.
of it.
They have great fixturing now, right? I'm like, yes, I got Robert Sanchez. Let's go.
Clean sheets.
Oh my god. Gets injured, right? I have Reece James, traded him in first week, gets injured. I have Sterling, he's injured. Darwin Núñez doesn't even start anymore. It's just been a stinker for me.
You're
It's been a terrible
in
year.
disrepute.
I'm living
Come
off
back
last year.
home in what 9 months time.
I'm living off last year, so
All right, winners and losers finish us off. I'll get kicked off. My winners was Luton. Another win at home. As I said, 2 points from survival now. They're just playing, I reckon, the best footy out of all the relegation bunch. So if anyone stays up, I'd love for Luton to stay up. But yeah, it's a very
what
high.
was that right? Was this last week? You said your losers for Liverpool. Remember that?
yeah.
They won?
Yeah, you said something.
No, that's what they beat Fulham 4-3.
Oh yeah, the comeback. You're like lose up Liverpool.
My loser at Liverpool. They won 4-3. Bro, you should have clipped that, bro. That would have been hilarious. Anyway, sorry. That's
Still got time.
a tangent. That's a tangent.
Winner.
Yeah. West Ham.
It's hard to look past.
Yeah,
that.
your
West
club.
Ham, good winner.
Yeah,
Nah, but what they're doing is like
generational.
no, but like
Is that why you lost? 'Cause you're up
They're
against
in
generation.
Europa League.
Yeah,
They're
they're in
well,
Europa
six
League
on
positions.
Europa League position as well, and like they're already achieving way more than expected. Like
big
everyone
ups.
was what did everyone put them like 14th?
I think I had the 14th, 15th.
Yeah, well, in that
You had them 10th, eh?
mudded pit.
9th. Well, no, 10th.
10th.
I think I had Nottingham Forest around that phase.
Yeah, I had Brentford and stuff up there as well. So yeah,
I had Burnley 12th, bro. Chelsea 3rd. Anyway. It's all going stinking. I would go Luton or maybe West Ham, but I'm going to go Dom Solanke.
Yeah, rate it to prove.
Oh, I like that.
One for
I
me,
really like that
and
one.
2 for the fact he's game-winning hat-trick against away from home at Forest, and they're kicking on.
100%. My losers is Robert Jones, and I put the names at Michael Salisbury from VAR for the
Bro's calling them
I'm
out.
calling them straight out because that Bolly red card was an absolute disgrace to the
no,
institution.
you're not wrong.
That is,
I love that.
The fact
that is
he's
a
got to
disgrace
research
institution.
the names.
I came to the
rate it.
names.
I rate it.
Sal-
Came prepared.
Salisbury.
I respect the hustle there.
Yeah, because that stunk. That ruined the game. So yeah,
Disgraceful.
awful.
Your loser? I don't have one.
Aston Villa.
Yeah, no fair. That could have been top.
No,
No,
Nah, I'm actually going to go on that. I'm going to go Sheffield.
Not.
to bottle it.
Yeah, once again, lose.
No, I don't. It's a different reason though. Obviously, why we're losing. I'm more.
Oh, they're both-
say-
yeah.
I'm saying they're a loser because they could have been first at
Oh, no, no,
Christmas.
100%, that makes
That's crazy.
Yeah, 100%.
And against Sheffield at home.
Sheffield at home, bro.
Yeah.
And
I know.
the first at
not
Christmas
wrong.
has come like its own trophy now. That's where every time they're top. Like that's become its own.
Doesn't
Arsenal
actually
2 years in a
it actually
row.
doesn't mean anything.
I know, but
because Liverpool did it.
It gets
Chelsea-
hyped up so much now for no reason. But
Nah, it's a milestone. You're halfway through the
and
season.
for
you're first.
Aston Villa, that'd have been massive. They just bottled it.
Would've been
That's-
nuts.
Yeah.
Yep.
And obviously Sheffield. Yeah.
I think we're now currently we're witnessing the end of the Unai good and the start of the Unai bad. They're going to finish like 6th.
Fall off, washed.
Nah, 6th. I mean, even then, I say
That'd be
that'd be
good. Yeah.
retrospect. Good result.
Yeah. And then
That's
obviously
it. Is that it?
That's it.
That's it.
This has been one chaotic. It's
been long?
episode. I think it's just shorter than last week.
Who can comment what?
What do we got for this week?
Poch out.
No, I want to.
You know,
Foden.
Yeah, come on.
Foden.
No, Matoma.
Yeah, Matoma, my favourite right winger.
Yeah, Matoma, favourite right winger.
And then, okay, if they're watching as well,
Poch,
if anyone
Poch
watches in the next couple of hours, or when will this go up?
In the next, I'll be watching the other game and posting.
Okay, so what's leave your score prediction.
Who's latest game tonight? Oh, United.
United.
No, I was going to do that, but is it going to be up by then?
It should be up by then. Bloody hope so.
Oh, but no one's going to be awake. Okay, if it is up,
the UK
anyone-
viewers, up.
If
by
anyone
then.
can manage to watch this
and then watch
and leave a score prediction which is accurate,
Yeah.
and then before the United game,
they can feature next week of the podcast.
training me I'll give you $100.
Yeah,
If they
double,
bro, we'll double it down, triple it down.
Triple
Bro.
down.
Everyone's going to do that. But I actually will. I
That's
swear
not
to
how I
God.
get it. That's not how I get it.
And you will record me sending the dates, sending the money, because that would be so impressive.
Because it'll go up literally hours before the game, like a few hours before the game.
maybe like an hour.
Maybe 10 minutes
They
before the
wouldn't
game
even have
starts.
to.
And then they have to do the prediction. They have to do prediction as well.
And
correct.
skip to the end.
That's correct. Yeah.
This guy's going to be like sending it to one of the boys. Everyone put their prediction in. Listen, I'll take present Todd's money.
Yeah, we'll
I'll
split
put
it.
mine in.
Yeah, done.
That's
Done,
funny.
done, game
That's
done.
funny. Everyone make fake accounts.
Yeah,
Anyway,
exactly.
or yappering.
That'll be
Yip,
said,
yip.
guys. Thanks for tuning in. This is a shit show this week, but as I said, it worked
good
out.
moments,
It
hopefully.
was funny this week.
Thank you.
See you guys next week.
Catches.